Hello everyone. We are here with Bears today, and we are going to be trying to attempt to link the Yu-Gi-Oh timelines together. Bears came up to me with this idea, and I thought it was a really fun idea, so we're going with it. We've been talking about this for a couple of months now, so I hope you guys enjoy. Bears brought his whiteboard to write on, and we are going to watch it. Well, MS Paint, but you can just pretend with me, and we're gonna watch him try and explain and link all the Yu-Gi-Ohs together, and we're gonna be using all the Yu-Gi-Oh media all the Yu-Gi-Oh media. We're gonna try and tie them Yu-Gi-Oh media together. So yeah, if you guys enjoy the content, please make sure to go support my friend Bears, who went through all this effort to try and make this a fun experience for you guys, and it's nice to see you all. Thank you guys for joining in. I am on YouTube as well. I'm just letting you guys know. So yeah, say hello to the YouTube. But yeah, we might not be as interactive as we normally are, just to try and piece this storyline together, but I'll still be taking a look at chat and trying to interact with you guys there, even if it's not verbally. Yeah, Jen, isn't it so good? My friend Grippa made a really awesome art piece, and I absolutely adore it. It made me so happy. But welcome in now, my friends. I'm gonna say hi to you guys real quick, and then we're gonna go straight into it. Apple, Shin, Gamer Paul, Ramos, and Joy. Thank you so much for the top 5. Welcome in. Hello, Kiri, Serenity, Jed, Bell, Gamer Paul, Ramos, Serenity, and Snah. But yeah, let me see if we can grab our... So Bears, how are you feeling today?
I slept in 3 weeks, and now all I see are numbers.
He said there's a lot of math involved in this Yu-Gi-Oh timeline, so I'll be enjoying this.
You guys like science? Because we're gonna talk about science.
We're gonna talk about a lot of science, apparently.
I learned a very insane analogy about the concept of religion and how it actually works with circuit boards.
Circuit boards? What?
Like I said, Minnie, like before we started this, and I was like, I got things that I'm gonna talk to you about, but I'm not gonna say it until we're on the stream. Okay. And yeah, we're gonna get into that a little later. But first off, hi, how are you? I hope you're doing well.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing alright. How are you?
I'm okay now, but I do have some questions for you.
Sure.
Before we get started.
Sure.
Question number 1. How much Yu-Gi-Oh have you consumed in your life?
Probably not as much as I thought I would.
Question number 2. Are you ready to open your third eye to more Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge than you are led to believe?
Yes.
Question number 3 is not a question, it is an answer from Hopeless, who actually had question number 3 is, what is on my head? It is tinfoil, because I read so much about the concept of synchro summoning that I now have to wear tinfoil to protect myself from nuclear energy. Yes, that is a thing.
Just go along with it, guys. He said, I need a tinfoil hat, and I was like, okay, I'll go make you one. It was essential to the plot.
Yeah, pretty much. But anyways, I guess we could start. So, let's talk about... Oh god, here we go. There we go. And now I'll just make this all big. So let's see, let's do like 40. Okay, let's see if that looks... Okay, I don't know how legible that is. I can make the font bigger. Looks like I should make the font a wee bit bigger. Do like... Probably around there. That should be a good size, right?
Chat, do you think that's about a good size? Can you read that? Is it legible?
Hopefully that'll be a good size for everyone to read. But yeah, so first things first, originally when Minnie and I would talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! And then also just talking about like timelines and stuff, I was like, parallel universe theory. That's a fun one. It's also known as multiverse theory.
Okay.
Turns out Yu-Gi-Oh! Has somehow linear timelines and parallel universes within the linear timeline. And
Thank you for the donation.
let's get started with it, shall we? So, Minnie, let's talk about, objectively, in my opinion, the coolest way to start Yu-Gi-Oh! How would you start Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, do you think it starts with the anime? You think it's with the manga? What do you consider canon? What do you consider not canon? Also, for chat, we are going to make everything as canon as humanly possible. Like, if it don't make sense, chances are it's because we're trying our best to make it fit. It's like the equivalent of, like, getting like a jigsaw puzzle piece and like you can't get it into the specific part of the puzzle, so you just jam it really, really hard and you accidentally crease the jigsaw piece, but it fit. But yeah, Minnie, would you believe me if I told you that
1 second.
the manga is not the beginning?
The manga isn't the beginning?
The manga is not the beginning if we want to go by this theory. So, let's start with Season 0. This is where we're going to start. So, with Season 0... Hold on 1 second. I gotta make this resized again, because now I know how this works. I think it was like at 3860. Yeah, there we go. And we'll go like this. Bada bing, bada boom. And let's grab that picture yet again. Where'd that picture go? Oh dear God, there it is. Okay, so it starts with the story that we all know and love, which is, you know, Yugi gets the Millennium Puzzle. He somehow puts it together. He ends up being Mr. Jigsaw Man, right? And then becomes like all evil. But then at the same time, he's like a chaotic good person where he beats up like a bunch of people in Games of the Week stories. And then eventually we meet with Seto Kaiba. Right?
Right.
So,
the green-haired one.
yeah, green-haired Seto Kaiba, who also apparently will dye his hair brown, eventually. But
Okay.
let's, we can continue on with this. So we have the Season 0 anime, and then we also have the manga, and then we have the Duelist Kingdom, like, DM Season 1 anime, right? So, the beginning of the timeline would essentially just be just OG Yu-Gi-Oh! Which is, you know, the whole, ancient Egypt, you know, everyone has JoJo stands, essentially. And they, summon, like, a bunch of big ol' monsters, and then I'm also trying my best to, like, not spoil too much, but there will be, like, spoilers, per se. So, that's gonna be, like, a fun thing. But, how much of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Story do you remember, Minnie? Like, do you remember, like, obviously, like, Kasara? You also remember, like, Mana, and, you know, Zork, and all that kind of stuff?
So are we going by the English names or are we going by the Japanese names?
For this one, we'll go with the English names just to make it easier for everyone, because I'm pretty sure people would get, like, a little confused if I kept bouncing around between, like, Joey and Jonochi.
That's fair. Yeah, let's go with the English. It's probably the most recognizable anyway. Okay. So for me, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's been such a long time ago, and I realized yesterday after talking to family and stuff, I have a really poor memory with, like, movies and, like, shows I've watched. So I I don't remember as much as I probably should. If you ask me like certain bits and pieces of stuff, I'll probably remember a little bit. I remember little bits of everything, but not enough for me to be cohesive with a proper timeline. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, we'll basically do like a little summary of like a decent chunk of the arcs, at least from what I remember off the top of my head, and then we'll mostly just gush about like how good those specific events are as well for you. So like an example, first episode was Yugi versus Kaiba, and then it was the start of the Duelist Kingdom story, and we learned more about Pegasus and like how Pegasus decided to go like archaeology digging. He meets up with Shoddy, and then you get basically him learning about the stone tablets with the monsters, and then he's like, I want to capitalize on that. So he made a card game, and then everyone was all like, yo, that sounds cool. So then everyone started playing this card game, and then Pegasus accidentally created the ultimate Monopoly, but then he also created the ultimate monster, which I will reference later. But for now, there's basically the whole Duelist Kingdom arc, and then after Yugi deals with the Duelist Kingdom arc, we have what's in my opinion the best story, which is like the Battle City arc. So do you like the Battle City arc? And do you remember a good chunk of the story?
I get mixed up with Battle City and other arcs. Is Battle City the one where Maya and Joey have like their whole little like moment and Merrick is there, or is that a different arc? I get them all mixed up.
No, that's the Battle City.
Okay. Is that the one with the starships, or is that the one with the Kingdom arc?
So the starships is the one with Duelist Kingdom with like Pegasus. Kingdom.
Okay. So yes, I know a little bit about Battle City.
Gotcha. So far, sounds pretty linear, right?
Pretty linear.
Basically deals with, Pegasus, then he deals with, Merrick and getting the whole Egyptian god cards. And then filler happens. And during the filler, we get stuff where it branches really far from the manga, and then we get original stories.
Is that by chance the capsules? The capsule monsters would be in that era?
So that would be a good example, would be like capsule monsters. Another example would also be like the story with like Noah and the Big Five in the virtual world.
See, I vaguely remember that era. Mm-hmm.
The other one is like I think it's called Waking the Dragons, which is the one with like darts and stuff.
Right.
Which I also found out apparently they're going to add like the filler characters to Duel Links. So we might have to go back to Duel Links, Minnie.
Is like the purple haired girl then Zero, or no, filler? No, that's not a filler. That's season 0.
Yeah.
So,
so
okay.
Like
who are the filler?
They're possibly adding like Noah.
Noah's a filler character?
Yeah, Noah's filler. That was not in the original like manga.
That's not in the manga? Why wouldn't it be in the manga? It felt so like canon to me, no?
Well, it's canon to the anime, but wouldn't make sense in the manga. But also, if you like take into consideration like the episode of like how that arc started, it was they had to land the hot air balloon, which just sounds really weird, especially when you consider like Merrick was still on the hot air balloon.
Okay. See, I don't remember the hot air balloon stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting it. Okay.
Yeah. So like we're still in OG Yu-Gi-Oh world. So we had the whole virtual world where Yugi, Kaiba, Joey, and the gang had to deal with the Big Five. They also had to deal with Noah. And then after they dealt with Noah, then it continues the Battle City story. Then after Yugi basically beats Merrick, we then get the Dart story with like the whole Atlantis and like, you know, the 3 legendary dragons with like, you know, Critias, Timaeus, and what was the last one's name? I actually don't remember. They're Hermos, right? I think it was Hermos. Was that Joey's dragon? And that one also had a lot more like Joey X My stuff. I find it actually like pretty funny that there's like a lot of Joey X My stuff in like the filler stories than there is like in the canon stories.
Does Yugi and Taya have nearly as much screen time in a romantic sense at all, or implied romantic sense at all? I remember Taya like one. I don't know if this filler. Maybe you can tell me. There was a scene where I remember that Taya was supposed to go on a date with Yami. And she was really excited about it, and she was conflicted about a bunch of things. Like, is that filler? Because that I remember that.
No, actually, that one is canon to the manga.
Okay.
However, it is funny that you do mention that because our boy Johnny Steps, he's also in the manga, but after he loses his like DDR match in the manga, that's it. It's over. But in the anime, they have a children's card game duel after the DDR match.
And that's the one with Musician King? He's the one with Musician King. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one with Musician King, and that's where we also saw him in the Reshefa Destruction game as well.
Oh yeah, because we had a whole Johnny Step scene, and we had a whole like conversation about Musician King and like the two like which what's her name? Witch of the Woods or something, and like another character are in reference to bands.
Witch of the Black Forest, and I believe it was Lady of Faith, and how they were both references to heavy metal bands like Judas Priest and Black Sabbath. Which that was definitely like a fun little trivia that we both like, that like kind of like blew our minds.
That was cool. That was really cool lore, because it always didn't make sense to me. I was like, "What? This makes zero sense." And but with context, you're like, "Oh, because they're in reference to bands," and then it's like Music King, reference to bands equals Music King, and I digress. Yes.
Especially when you also look how like the anime has that exclusive card where when the Musician King has Metal Morph on him, he becomes Heavy Metal Musician King, and it's like, huh? How did that fly over my head as a kid? Why does everyone you know have really in-depth knowledge about something? I think it's because Minnie, like, I'm trying to like think of like the best way to compliment Minnie on this. Minnie is the most open-minded person I think I've ever met. They will sit down and they will like put their hands together, rest it on their chin, and go on.
Yes,
Keep
that is
talking.
true. That is true.
Let me listen.
I like listening.
Let me get my pen and paper and let me scribble down these notes so I can regurgitate it to friends later.
Yeah, it's actually great. My friends are very I make good friends with hyperfixated people, like people who hyperfixate a lot, because I hyperfixate a lot too. So like for me, my brain is like, I love people who hyperfixate because it reminds me of like my passion for like other things. So it's like, it's cool. Tell me more about it. I want to learn. And so like, yeah, that for it's just to answer your question, Leo.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it's just also a case where it's like with Minnie and like me and like our friends, it's just, we're also just nice people. We just accept everyone and we like hearing people being very passionate about the things that they like.
Oh, so it's so like, sweet. Thank you.
I mean, it's the truth though. Like you never just go like, oh, he talks way too much about like Yu-Gi-Oh, or he talks way too much about like Pokemon or whatever.
Which is really
And, like,
fascinating because
and the same,
it's so weird to me.
the
Why
same
would
could
you
also
say
be
that?
said about the same could be also be said about like you as well, where it's like I could hear you talk about like how obsessed you were with like Naruto and like fan fictions like all day.
Yeah,
Like I'll
because
be like pop off, Quinn, pop off.
the great things about friends that hyperfixate, they hyperfixate with you, not at you. So it's like it's nice. It's always nice to share
Yeah,
passions and
exactly.
stuff.
Is it safe here? It is indeed safe here. I'm just wearing the tinfoil hat because I am very paranoid about nuclear energy, which we will talk about real soon. But we got a while. Do we need to be Sasuke?
That's
No,
crazy.
you have to be specifically bootleg Sasuke though. You can't be normal Sasuke. You got to be the bootleg Sasuke.
You gotta be the bully Sasuke, the one that carries controllers and. Oh my gosh, something was cursed. Anyway, back to the timeline.
That
So,
thing's
all right.
crazy. Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh,
so-
a bunch of filler, and some
Yeah,
is
bunch of
canonical to the manga, and some is not. The filler is obviously the part that's not canonical to the manga.
That is correct.
And Noah is
However-
also not canonical theoretically. I mean, he's mentioned, I'm assuming, right, in the manga.
Nope, he is completely anime original.
My mind is
Yup.
absolutely blown. Okay, all right.
Noah is never mentioned in the manga. So if I were to, you know what, I'm gonna type it right in here. So Yu-Gi-Oh manga just goes Duelist Kingdom with Pegasus, right?
Okay.
Then after that would be Battle. Oh my god, what happened to my fonts? Oh, I think I need to make this bigger. Maybe that'll do it. There we go. Then you got Battle City with Merrick.
Okay.
Then you got the Millennium Story, which is like them going to the past and then like learning about like Zork and like
Oh,
you have the big duel.
Is that the one with Kisara that mentions Kisara?
Yes.
And yay! Okay, I get that. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the one. So AKA Flashback City. Then big duel of Yugi versus Tem. End.
Okay.
That's it. So that's it.
I could have
there's
sworn the
no-
Yu-Gi-Oh manga was so much longer. No?
No, it's actually pretty short. That's the
What?
funny part. The manga is actually really short. If you just break it down, it's just actually hold on. There's technically 50 chapters that we are missing out on. And it's the pre-card game arc. Then
What's
you
the
got
pre-card game? What's pre-card
So-
game?
That's just gonna be me summing it up, but that's basically like all of the stories where it's like Yugi and Taya go on a date to a water park, and then Taya ends up on a Ferris wheel, and then there's like a terrorist that literally plants C4 on one of the stations on the Ferris wheel, and Yugi has to play a shadow game to guess which one has the bomb by solving like a puzzle.
And that wasn't in the anime.
That was not in the anime. So that stuff would be considered, if I were to break it down, season 0.
Okay.
So that would be like season 0 stuff.
Okay. Okay.
And then like Death Tea would be season 0 as well.
Okay. Can you like sum up Death Tea? What is Death Tea? Is that just season 0?
Do you remember the first episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh anime?
The one we watched together? Is that the one? I remember
one
watching
with,
one with you.
That was the one that we watched where it was like Joey blocking like Ra's attack for Mai. Unless you meant like way earlier. So Death Tea was very, very, very loosely adapted as the very first episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. So like, you know how like Kaiba saw the Blue Eyes White Dragon, kidnapped Grandpa, and then he tore it up, and then Yugi fought him, and then summoned Exodia, and then obliterated his way to making trillions of dollars or whatever.
I don't think I remember that. What?
I kind of added my own little fluff to it at the very end, but it's basically the story where Yugi versus Kaiba and Yugi summons Exodia.
Oh, okay, and that's Death Tea.
Yeah, the Death Tea arc was basically that, but there was so much more to it than you think. So,
Okay.
In the Death Tea arc, I'll try my best to like look up some pictures of like the story for you guys. But basically, the Death Tea was not just a duel. It was a game show that Kaiba made for his amusement park, which is Kaiba Land. So Kaiba Land was not just a like a wholesome like amusement park that Kaiba made in the anime. It was originally like also just like an amusement park, but he also made people play like really messed up like games. So like an example game that I can think of from the Death Tea arc was everyone being put in like electric chairs, and also Tristan's baby cousin was also with them at the time. And Tristan's baby cousin was also a huge pervert, so that's why he's always with Taya the whole time.
This is awful.
And yeah, no, it got crazy. The best way to sum it up, in my opinion, is Kazuki Takahashi was like, you saw that movie Game of Death with Bruce Lee? I'm gonna make a manga or a manga arc based on that. So like, it was literally about them all going floor to floor, trying to like figure out ways to essentially climb to the very top so that they can reach Kaiba. So like an example was in the second floor is this one, which is basically they have to go through like a crazy like cemetery area, and Joey was the one to stay behind. So you know who Joey meets up with in the story? I want you to just guess a character. Who do you think is someone that Joey would meet in Yu-Gi-Oh? Like, do you think it would be like a high school student? Do you think it would be like maybe a reoccurring character from the like early chapters of the manga? Like, take a guess.
So I'm assuming a reoccurring character in the manga.
I just want you to guess, because
So like a high school friend, maybe? I don't.
What if I told you that it was Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Kaiba's face on Leatherface's chest? So Kaiba basically hired assassins to these death games, and Joey had to basically fight someone who was basically Leatherface in this insane torture chamber where they're like chained up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it gets crazy. Like there's one where imagine Tetris. You remember Tetris? You like Tetris?
Yeah, I like Tetris. Tetris is fun.
Okay, I want you to imagine you have to climb your way to the very top of a room. However, the top of this room, you have to climb on the falling Tetris blocks without getting crushed. That was one of the Death Tea like stories.
Oh, why is Kaiba like this, man?
Oh, Kaiba in the manga is serious psychopath energy.
That is so like he's usually petty and stuff, right? But like that's psychopath. He's psychotic.
No, he's a psycho. Okay, so do you know how Kaiba got his Blue Eyes cards?
I'm assuming you're gonna tell me he didn't buy them.
He aggressively bought them. It would be the nicest way of putting it.
So he threatened for them.
So he basically got them from different parts of the planet. So there was one Blue Eyes White Dragon for almost like each like of the major 4 countries. So he bought one off of an American by blackmailing them to the point where they would be ostracized from society. The other one, he framed them by hiring a bunch of hitmen to keep chasing him down until he gave up the card. How do I put for this one without getting it demonetized? He made someone play leapfrog.
Play in
off
traffic?
Of a building.
Oh. Did they take a nice nap afterwards?
Yeah, they took a really big nap, and you just heard them go like, and when they landed.
Oh no.
And then the fourth one, he got from Grandpa. Yeah, they got isekai. We'll say that. They got isekai.
So, and that's when, the whole iconic, like, Grandpa gets kidnapped and the whole Exodia stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's when that starts happening. Okay.
Yeah, and that's what makes the Exodia card, like, a lot more impactful in the manga, is because, each of the limbs of Exodia is actually based on Yugi's friends. Because Exodia was basically a symbolism of unity, where you take 5 weaklings, but if you put them together, anything is possible. Such as overcoming, like, impossible odds. And then in the Season 0 manga, they decided to make Miho one of the limbs, which was very weird, instead of little Yugi. But
Miho
I digress on that part.
Miho was the purple-haired girl, right? The Tristan love interest?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And she gets scrapped altogether.
Yeah, she got scrapped altogether. Well, not really scrapped. She was a one-of character in the manga, but she was a reoccurring character in Season 0 because they wanted more girls. More girl main characters.
Okay.
Because there was, like, none in, like, the original, like, 50-something chapters.
Okay, fair. Okay. Alright. Okay, so, quick question about the timeline. So,
yes.
Yu-Gi-Oh! 0 and Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime are...
They are not connected.
They're not connected.
No.
Parallel universe, or no? That's not it either.
They would be a parallel universe right now, is what I would sum it up.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So in a parallel universe, we have the manga, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duelist Kingdom story, and then we have the Season 0 anime.
Okay.
That would be what we have right now for like the 3 timelines. However, to go back to the Duel Monsters anime, so yeah, we had the Dart story with Atlantis, and then you had the Capsule Monsters filler, and then you had the grand like Kaiba tournament with like Siegfried and stuff. And then after the Siegfried story would be the Millennium story, where they go back into the past, and then they do the whole like tabletop RPG thing. You find out about Zork. Pharaoh learns his name. He summons a goddess, and then he has the big duel with Yugi, and that would be the end of the story. But here's a big thing to mention.
Okay.
Is in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Story, Kaiba... Oh, please. I'm trying to type. There we go. Kaiba was at the end of the story.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you remember how Kaiba was there? Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure that's in your brain. So now we're gonna go into the next story. So
Dark-Sided Dimensions?
No, actually it is not Dark-Sided Dimensions, but that is such a good movie, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that movie. It's so cool. It's so cool.
I love that movie. That movie is so good.
That is such a good movie. Mm-hmm.
So the next story, we're gonna be a little loosey-goosey with it because my my knowledge on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is not the greatest, but the best way to sum it up takes place a couple years after, and you know, it's basically Kaiba decides, hey, I'm gonna make a dueling academy, and then after the dueling academy, you know, Jaden signs up, he gets sent into Slifer Red Dorm, you know, a lot of stuff happens, right? Now,
Yes.
here is the thing that's pretty interesting about it. Also, to Divinity, we will talk about Pyramid of Light later.
Is that the one
but
where
I
all
will tell you-
It's real quick. Is that the one with all the protagonists fight together and try and defeat an ultimate evil? I don't remember. Is that not the right?
No, so that one is Bonds Beyond Time.
Oh heck.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
The movie / Pyramid of Light is the one where Yugi and Kaiba duel each other. Kaiba uses like Blue Eyes Shining Dragon and then has the Pyramid of Light. And then you find out that the big bad in the movie is Anubis.
Was it Anubis? I couldn't remember who the big bad guy in that one was. Okay.
It was Anubis.
Okay.
Yeah, here I could bring up a picture of Anubis real quick. He is this dude. Do you remember this dude at all? You guys
Yes.
remember Anubis?
Vaguely.
Yeah. So like he was the big bad in like the movie. Which also I kind of found out about this and it's really funny. So this is like a huge well, not like a huge thing, but it's like a little side tangent. It has nothing to do with the timeline. Found out that the Pyramid of Light movie 100% commissioned for American audiences, like 4Kids commissioned like the anime studio to be like, you need to make us a Yu-Gi-Oh movie stat. And then they threw this together. So this is like originally like an American 4Kids cartoon.
Okay.
And then when it got a Japanese dub, they actually added more like lore, quote unquote, and made the story a little more serious compared to the 4Kids dub, which I thought was pretty funny.
Oh. It was pretty dumbed down, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, they basically made it like a whole like end of the world kind of story,
Yeah.
but like in the Japanese version, you know, it just talked more about how like him and apparently the Pharaoh kind of like knew each other a little bit, and like the Pharaoh was like, so you are Anubis, huh? Like I remember you kinda, but not really. And then they you know did like their big battle and stuff like that. And one of these days they better retrain all of like the cool like movie monsters, because I would love to make like a Pyramid of Light deck in like 2025. Yes, Capsule Monsters is also a 4Kids commissioned thing as well, which
I remember
is
Maddie
another
teaching me that one. Yeah.
fun thing.
Yeah. It was only made for 4Kids. 4Kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. So back to the whole timeline thing. It's so far very linear. I think GX takes place like roughly like 10-ish years after basic Yu-Gi-Oh! And like Jaden does his thing where he, you know, he does what any other like middle schooler / high school student does. Okay.
Oh, no,
I don't know
never
if
mind.
The dog appreciates my teachings. Unless Marigold has like a bunch of questions. I do speak dog.
She's fine. Go ahead, Professor Bears.
Okay, so, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, very simple story about a boy that just goes to school. He ends up fighting like an evil cult. Then he fights another evil cult. Then he finds out about relationships. He meets a cute boy. They hang out a lot. Then the cute boy disappears. Then Jaden's like imaginary friend who loves them very, very dearly comes back into their lives. And then Jaden accidentally becomes like the genocide king. And then, you know, just very, very simple stuff. Right?
Yeah.
And then like, you know, Jaden makes up with the imaginary friend, and then they like fuse together, and then you get the whole Jaden Ubel design, which is like really neat. Yu-Gi-Oh is just BL. Oh yeah, I was gonna say big boys love. Minnie, I forget. Did you talk about Kaiba X Joey as like a thing?
Oh,
in the
me and
past?
Maddie did. Me and Maddie did. We did.
Okay, what is your opinion on Kaiba X Joey?
I'm kind of normie, and I ship Kaiba with Kisara. I'm a little bit
That
of a
is very
normie.
fair. You know who I think is Kaiba's best ship? Mirror.
Is it because he loves himself the most?
He loves himself so much, he named an amusement park after himself and a corporation after himself.
He just reminds me of Heihachi from Tekken at this point. But yeah, I'm hearing you.
I'm pretty sure Kaiba would tie Yugi to a rocket ship and laugh, just like how Heihachi did in that ending of Tekken. Have you seen that ending?
I don't remember. I think I vaguely remember. I've seen him throw Jin off of a cliff a bunch of times, but I think no, I don't know. I saw a helicopter, a cliff, and then I don't remember the rocket ship.
Yeah, there's like an ending to like one of the Tekkens. I think it's like 5. Or it might have been like Tekken 6. But there's one where like Heihachi basically like chains up like Kazuya, Jin, and I think Lars to like a rocket ship and launches them into space and then just laughs maniacally.
I can see Kaiba giving that energy, yeah. Especially like, Death T
Especially
Kaiba.
to Joey. Like, I could imagine Kaiba just doing that to Joey just cuz.
I did too.
Either that or Kaiba would be very sadistic and be like, Mokuba, make Joey Wheeler an actual wheeler. Tie him to a tire.
Oh god.
You just see poor Joey just spinning around like a wheel.
Well, okay, so is Kaiba more psychopathic in the beginning of like the mangas and the animes and stuff? Or is it like, is he just consistently just psychopathic throughout the manga?
The way I would sum it up is manga Kaiba was psychopathic at the beginning and then becomes a lot more tame after the Death T arc because obviously of Yugi like deleting his brain.
What? Okay.
And then in the anime, because you never see anything about the Death T arc, you know, we only just get deleted brain Kaiba.
Okay. Is deleted brain Kaiba the... Is it the version where he kind of looks like he's kind of in a daze for a good part of the manga? Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that's like just sitting in a daze in a chair, and like in Duelist Kingdom, you don't see him for a while, and then he eventually, you know, regains his consciousness, makes the first like dual disc, and then gets pointed at with invisible guns.
Yes, because they got rid of the guns because of 4 kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in this world, Kaiba would be, you know, he's just egotistical. He's not a psychopath, but he is egotistical. In the manga, though, he's still semi-psychopathic. There's a section of the manga. So you know how in the anime, Kaiba, like, ends up on Pegasus's island via a chopper?
He's always traveling by chopper, but okay, go on.
Okay, so in the manga, what if I told you Kaiba killed 2 men?
How does he do that? With his fist?
He held them at like gunpoint after disarming them. He got into the chopper with them because they worked for Pegasus. They flew him back to the island, and then he was like, Mr. Kaiba, we have a couple more miles until we reach the island. And then Kaiba's like, good. And he literally kicks them out of the chopper mid-flight into the ocean and laughs.
Why?
Because he's just that crazy.
Oh.
He just be that crazy.
He's just that crazy. Okay. But then this same Kaiba, who's like kind of crazy, ends up making his own duelist academy later on.
Yes.
I'm assuming he mellowed out by then because, you know, I don't hear any problematic things in GX about him at least.
So in GX, we get like one scene with Kaiba. Are you familiar with the iconic scene about why Seto Kaiba thinks it's a good idea to invest his money into NASA?
What?
So, you know what? I'm just gonna find the scene and I'm just gonna send it to you. But it's basically, what is it? Yeah, here it is. The greatest line in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. So in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, this is like the story with like Yubel. Kaiba basically decided to launch a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards into space. And his reasoning for it is, well, you could just click the link and show it to the chat. I'm sure they know the scene, but it's a great scene.
Okay. Kaiba's greatest line. Wait, he shows up in GX.
He shows up in GX for 10 seconds.
Okay, give me 1 second. Dang, he almost looks relatively the same. Here, chat, let me show you. How's the music, by the way? Is it a little too loud, chat? Please let me know. I don't want it to be disrupting. Let's grab this. So apparently this one. Sounds good? Cool. Thank you.
If there is intelligent life out there, then let's teach him how to duel.
So this is from GX.
Yeah. So
I
in
did not
Yu-Gi-Oh!
know
GX,
that.
Kaiba's logic for sending cards into space is if they have intelligence, then we can teach them how to duel.
He's so psychotic.
That is Kaiba's logic. Is
So
yo,
psychotic.
if they got brain cells, we can train their life points.
Oh gosh. Kaiba's great.
Like-
He's great.
I love Kaiba. You're gonna learn, by the way, that Kaiba is the center character in this Yu-Gi-Oh! Timeline.
Okay, I'm okay with this. All right.
Okay, so yeah, basically Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, very simple story. You know, we had like Jaden just doing his thing, and then learning about intelligent life forms and aliens, and like Jaden doesn't graduate from school, and then he has a fun flashback thing. Oh, it looks like you got a raid.
Hi, Hayes. Welcome in, Raiders. Hello. Hello. Welcome in. I'm here with Professor Bears, and we are learning about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Timeline, if you will. We've been just kind of talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole for the most part at the moment. We're currently at the GX part, and I think we're about to go to the next part, but I don't know what the next part is because this is Bear's presentation. But welcome in. Hayes was playing some Borderlands 3. Thank you so much. Please, to my community, go check them out as well. Welcome in. Hello. My name is Minnieful. We like to do Yu-Gi-Oh! Content at least once every week. Hasn't been really happening these days, but we have been, actually no, we do Yu-Gi-Oh! Once a week. Yes, we do. We do Yu-Gi-Oh! Content once a week, and we do variety besides that. But welcome in. It's nice to see you all. You want to say something to our raiders?
Yeah, I hope that you guys have a good time listening to a bear wearing tinfoil have the most insane theories you've ever heard in your entire lives.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're gonna get into like semi-confusing territory.
Okay.
So the next story that we are gonna get into is
Speaking
one
of which,
that a lot of
sorry,
people love.
we got rated one more time.
Oh my gosh, it's gone.
Oh, are these your friends? No worries, Hayes. Have a good
Yeah.
night. Welcome in. And good night. Welcome in. Go check out my friend Euroshawn, who is a fantastic music bear, likes to sing, does IRL content like singing, and does variety content and loves to sing for his viewers and also provide them a comfy and cozy time. Welcome in. Welcome in. Sean and I have been friends for about 4 years, almost as long as me and Bears has been friends. I met Honey Bears a little later after Sean. I met a bunch of bear VTubers Bears and bear people.
You just went to a bear zoo like 4 years ago, and you were like, I'm gonna adopt all of them.
Yeah, literally. I like Honeycomb, Jer, you, Neoshan. Oh my gosh, like the majority of my bear friends showed up in the very beginning of my streaming career. So
pretty much.
Yeah, but hi friends, welcome in. My name is Minnieful, and just to recap it real quick for I know Hayes' community already heard us, but we're doing a Yu-Gi-Oh timeline. We do Yu-Gi-Oh content at least once a week, and we do variety content otherwise. But welcome in. This is my friend Honey Bears. Make sure to go check out his content if you've been enjoying the timeline so far. I think I got it.
Okay, you did good.
I did
good. I'm proud of you.
Okay.
Okay. Quick high five. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So the next part, we're gonna go into the next series, Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, which this one still in the same timeline, takes place a couple decades after GX. I don't know if there's like a set like year. I've heard some people say it takes place like 20 years in the future. I've heard people say 50, but we'll just say distant enough future, because there's a character from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! That shows up in 5Ds, along with his cousin, or along with a certain character's cousin. If we're going by the 4Kids dub.
4Kids dub. Cousin. Wait, 5Ds was shown on 4Kids? Of course it was.
Yes,
Why
it
wouldn't it
was.
be? Isn't this one a little intense compared to the No, the first Yu-Gi-Oh was pretty intense. Was GX?
First Yu-Gi-Oh is pretty intense, but the thing is that they managed to like get all of the seasons out. GX, they just completely cut out an entire arc where where Jaden fights Satan.
Oh. Wait.
Yeah, there's a whole... Huh.
I remember Yusei being referred to like, what was it? Like Yu-Gi-Oh! Jesus? And then I forgot what people made a joke about Jaden about. Do you remember at all? I don't remember. There was like a bunch of jokes about it.
The only thing that I kind of remember is that Jaden is just everyone's like LGBTQ hero.
Okay.
That's like the only thing that I mainly know about Jaden, is like he is a very like progressive and like great character for a lot of people.
Fair enough.
That's like a whole big tangent / story thing that we could talk about, how Jaden may or may not have interests in more than one person, to put it lightly.
I feel like I've heard that before. Anyway.
Probably from me.
No, it was someone else too. I can't put my finger on it. It must have been a video or Twitter somewhere. Anyway.
Probably.
Maybe from you too. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, so in the very first Yu-Gi-Oh story, the very first chapter that was also turned into a flashback, there's this character. His name is Tetsu Trudge.
Okay, from season 0.
He's like season 0. But he basically is like, he was just a high school bully. He gets penalty gamed by another one. We got another one.
Hello, friends. Welcome in. Go check out Chase, who is a fantastic... Oh my gosh, Chase, stop it, you. If you guys don't know already, Chase is a fantastic content creator, also a fantastic artist. If you guys haven't looked at Chase's commissions yet, you are missing out heavily. I highly recommend. Have you seen the Pokemon art Chase has done for me? Immaculate. If you ever need Pokemon art, you definitely should go check out Chase. But that being said, Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously is a huge one. I've seen Chase Yu-Gi-Oh! react. Ooh, that was a really good one. Sorry, I can't talk enough nice things about Che. Che has done so many cool art for this channel as well. Go check out Che. Very fantastic content, very sweet and very funny. Always a joy to be around. Welcome in. My name is Minnieful. We're doing the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline. My friend Bears is explaining to me how Yu-Gi-Oh's timeline works, and I am already confused. But that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you guys enjoyed the content, please make sure to check out my friend Bears and his content.
The important thing too is it just allows everyone to gush about their favorite Yu-Gi-Oh stories and like what it means to them and stuff like that as well.
That's true, and I'm noticing chats talking about their own memories of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I've been reading through them.
Yeah. But
so this random Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero, is he a bad guy? By the looks of him,
yeah,
he looks like a bad guy.
He was a bad guy. So this is why 5Ds is in this linear timeline still, because of three main things from the original story. One, this character Tetsu Trudge, he becomes a police officer.
What?
In 5Ds. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
This is the same guy. Same guy. He just got a tan, he got a scar, and he became a cop. Because he decided...
Does he have the same name?
Huh? Yeah, Tetsu Trudge.
So the
Officer Tetsu Trudge.
And they... Oh, wow. That's so weird. And this is in 5Ds.
Yeah.
He shows up in 5Ds.
Yeah.
After showing up from
5D.
Zero. Okay.
So that's link number one to why this is all connected. The other one, this one's kind of like a funny, like, haha gag, but it's also still something to bring up. There is a very small panel of Joey's cousin, Jesse Wheeler.
Oh!
This is Jesse Wheeler. He also shows up. And considering someone in the background was like, is that Joey Wheeler? No, that's his cousin Jesse. Bam! Instantly, we got Joey and Jesse still playing card games in like their 30s or 40s.
And that's in 5Ds too.
Yeah, this is all in 5Ds. The next thing to bring up, and this is where the craziness happens, because the reason why 5Ds' story works is, let me see if I can find the specific scene, but basically, there used to be Domino City, right?
Okay.
So Domino City discovered a new form of energy, which was basically synchro summoning.
Okay.
Now, here is the thing about synchro summoning. It got unstable, and it accidentally blew up an entire city. And that is where Yusei grew up, and his dad put him in a pod and helped him escape the exploding city Superman style. So, synchro summoning is equivalent to nuclear energy within the Yu-Gi-Oh series. That is the simplest way to sum it up, because nuclear energy is the equivalent of advancements in technology using the highest form of energy known to civilization. Because if we use nuclear energy, we would accelerate in technology like 1,000-fold, but obviously one screw up, you will destroy the whole planet.
Sensei,
Who
question.
funded? Yeah.
Question. How? Okay, so if GX is a few years later, then what is 5Ds? Because now I'm getting confused.
It goes Yu-Gi-Oh, then GX, then 5Ds.
And then that's only a couple of years after.
Yeah, so I'll put like in here. Let's see. Come on, type for me. There we go. So like 10 years.
Okay.
We'll say like 20 to 30 years. Something like that, okay?
And it's implied that, well, no, you literally told me people from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero and like just the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Show up in 5Ds, so they're all still alive. Yeah. Okay, cool.
They're all still kicking. But But yeah, so basically, synchro summoning is a form of nuclear energy, and that's why advanced technology went crazy. After the big explosion that basically killed Yusei's dad and an entire city of people, who do you think financed a way to stabilize nuclear energy?
Kaiba?
Seto freaking Kaiba. Kaiba Corporation were the people that found a way to harness synchro summon energy into making the dual like bikes.
And that's canonical. That's
That it's canonical that like Kaiba Corporation, like years and years later, helped like finance like the card games on motorcycles joke. So yeah, Kaiba is the reason why we have nuclear energy and this advancement in society.
okay.
And then it gets worse because Kaiba accidentally, with the use of this nuclear energy, caused people to advance so fast that they developed an AI machine. And the AI machine basically began to have sentience. Do you like Terminator, Minnie?
I don't really know anything about Terminator.
Okay, so in Terminator, there is some AI that gets sentient, and they're like, "Wait, humans suck. Let's just erase the planet."
Does this happen in Yu-Gi-Oh too?
Yeah, this happens in 5Ds.
What do you mean if it happens in 5Ds?
Yeah, this happens in 5Ds.
What in the heck is going on here?
Yeah, so basically what happens is in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, there's something called the Mech Lord Emperor Genocide, because Seto Kaiba decided, hey, everyone will have a good chance of using this synchro summon nuclear powered energy to advance society. We advanced society too fast, and now we accidentally created the extinction of humanity. So, timeline goes Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, 5Ds, death. That's it.
What?
That's the end of the timeline.
What do you mean?
No,
You
that's it. That
what do you-
is
what do you
that is
mean?
the original story.
What?
The original story was Yu-Gi-Oh! GX 5D's death because of robots.
So I'm
However-
assuming you're gonna roll back and tell me there's gonna be some sort of time travel involved.
Yes, that is what I was going at too, because Mac the Duelist is freaking out as well, and I see that. What about Paradox? Yes. So
Let him get there. Let him get there.
Yeah, so in this whole like rebellion incident thing in 5Ds, there were 4 people by the names, if I remember them, are Zone, Antinomy, Emporium, and Paradox. They were like the last humans known to mankind, and were like, we gotta go back in time. So they go back in time to try to basically assassinate Pegasus to stop the creation of card games, which will stop Seto Kaiba from creating synchro summoning, which will stop the AI from destroying the planet. And that's where we get this movie. That is where we get, hold on.
Bonds Beyond Time. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
We get Bonds Beyond Time. So Bonds Beyond Time
okay.
is canonical to 5Ds, where the story is Paradox of the 4 of the human survivors. He goes back in time to basically assassinate Pegasus to stop the card game. He just wants it to stop, so there would be no more nuclear energy.
Okay.
However, that backfired super hard.
Okay.
Because, with the help of Paradox basically going back into different eras, he accidentally bumped into Jaden and Yusei, and then with the power of the Crimson Dragon, Yusei was basically able to go back to like Jaden's era. He meets up with Jaden, then they go back to Yugi. Paradox succeeds and does assassinate Pegasus. So, it could be like really funny. We could also do like a little thing down here. Pegasus death counter.
I was about to say, Pegasus dies an awful lot.
Yeah, so far he has died twice. Once to the apocalypse and once to the assassination by Paradox.
And then I remember a little bit now. So in the Bonds Beyond Time, after he gets assassinated, then these three heroes try and prevent that from happening. Am I correct?
Yes, so they go back in time again.
Right. I'm starting to remember things.
Yeah, so it would basically be like, let me find like a picture of like an exploding Earth real quick.
Pegasus didn't actually turn into a pickle. He turned something else into a pickle with his hair. So technically he doesn't turn into a pickle, but I do think he dies there anyway. But, forget about that.
Okay, so we have that timeline, and then we'll put like this line down here. This line down here will just basically be the Bonds Beyond Time movie. Just to make it like a little easier to understand, like, we're branching. So we go now to Bonds Beyond Time movie, where the three protagonists fight Paradox, and then they beat Paradox, which then goes back into 5Ds again, which then becomes like a weird thing because, it's in the name Paradox. Weird time paradox happens. So because of that, we go from 5Ds to the world blowing up. Wait, let's rewind to Bonds Beyond Time. Okay, that happened. So now we're back into 5Ds. Right? So now we're back into 5Ds because there's still the final arc with like...
Okay, I was just about to ask.
Emporium and Zone.
Is it like when with like Naruto and like other animes, it's like there's a random movie that comes out and then it ties in back into the next part? Like you need the movie to get to the next part, basically. Is that the concept here?
Kind of.
Is it confusing without the movie?
Beyond... Well... You can watch the movie and understand it, right? It's where you try to like shove these jigsaw puzzles in where it gets crazy.
Okay.
So now we're back into 5Ds. Yusei basically was like, no, we can change the future, which he does because Yusei now has the knowledge that, hey, nuclear energy equal bad. So now Yusei basically beats up the big bads. He remembers his vision from his dad, and his dad wants to basically not want nuclear energy to be the advancement of society because he wants to create, and I'm going to use a very key, bold, italics word, a utopia. A utopia.
Okay.
What is the name of Yuma's ace monster?
Utopia?
You're
Utopia?
Right. You are
Utopia.
right. Yeah, it is Utopia.
Okay, I was like, was there... Okay, Utopia.
Yeah, so now we go into a new branch, essentially, because here's like another thing I forgot to mention. Yusei witnesses during his fight against Z1 a black hole. Like he's witnessing like crazy time travel shenanigan. And now this is where it gets really stupid. Okay, so I gotta look up a very specific thing. The Yu-Gi-Oh! 2011 structure deck. This thing. Right here. Uh-oh. Okay, hold up. Ugh. This one. Okay. I gotta find a better picture. But basically...
I guess the idea.
Oh, here we go. Here's a way better one. There we go. So this thing, yeah, you don't think too much of it, right? It's just a starter deck. It's just a starter deck.
It's just
it doesn't
a starter
have anything
deck.
crazy in it, right?
Yeah.
Well, what if I told you on the back of the box, on the back of the freaking box? Oh my gosh. Maybe this picture will do it. Okay, I can't get like a clear image on it, but on the back of the box, it states the following. 2011 starter deck Dawn of the XYZ has description. XYZ monsters are made from antimatter and have arrived in Yuma's universe through a black hole.
What?
Yup. So, antimatter is another form of energy which is even stronger than nuclear energy. This is actual scientific energy, by the way. Antimatter energy is like an actual form of energy that's like kind of crazy.
Right.
So, Xyz summoning replaces synchro summoning as a new form of energy for civilization. This is why in Zexal you see good robots, no pollution, no war. You just see happy planet because we have entered a utopia using XYZ summoning or antimatter energy. So now we get into Zexal. And I won't go too much into Zexal because... You mean I can no longer Synchro Shokan? No, Synchro Shokan is illegal, would be the simplest way to put it.
Is it?
That's like a no, it's a headcanon.
That's a headcanon. Okay, okay.
No one actually synchro summons at all in Zexal. The real reason is just because they're just trying to push the new summoning mechanic.
Right.
And also Zexal's trying to be like a pseudo reboot of the story because a lot of the story in Zexal is kind of similar to the OG story where it's like inexperienced kid who's bad at Yu-Gi-Oh gets a new partner who's like a spiritual person, or in this case it's an alien, and it teaches them how to be better at the Yu-Gi-Oh game. So yeah, Zexal goes on with its thing. I'm gonna be honest, Zexal's story doesn't mean too much to the description of our story. For this timeline.
Okay.
All you just basically need to know is Yusei saw a black hole, which then triggers the antimatter discovery, which then goes into the whole, it goes into the Xyz summoning and, the whole new form of energy, and then we get the Zexal story, which then goes into the next set of story. So the next story...
Question.
Huh.
The person that's with Yuma, I'm almost know nothing about Zexal except a few things. Is the person that's with him, is that a robot or a spirit or an alien? I don't remember.
Alien.
Alien.
So
Okay.
The alien dude's name is Astral.
Okay.
Yeah. I would recommend checking out the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal story. It's pretty good. Yeah, he's from the Astral world.
Okay.
But yeah, he's a fun little ghost alien. It basically helps Yuma, and then they basically find a way to save the world together by getting all the number cards or something like that. But now we're getting into crazy territory because the next story is the craziest story on the dang planet. So the next story that
is
we're
that the one with the green haired dude?
Yes.
I hear so much stuff about that one. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to throw this out there. This is when I stopped watching Yu-Gi-Oh, admittedly. So I watched all of Yu-Gi-Oh, all of GX, all of 5Ds. I watched a bit of Zexal. Didn't really know too much about Arc 5. I heard really good things about Arc 5's story. And from what I've seen, yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Nuts in the like a bad way or like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up with this anymore kind of way?
Both.
Okay.
So this one will go around with a whole bunch of things, but here are some of the highlights. So let me go into here and let's talk about a character by the name of Zark. So I
You
didn't know
mentioned
too
Zark
much
before,
about Zark.
right?
No, so there's Zork and then there's
Oh.
Zark.
Oh, okay.
So Zark or Z-Arc or Z-Arc, however you want to call him, he's the big bad.
Zark is the big bad, not Zork.
Yeah, he is the big bad of Arc V.
Okay.
Basically from what I remember, and I'm just gonna read what it says on the wiki. He is a character in Arc 5, and is the true antagonist of the series. Before his revelation, he is known as the Darkness or Black Shadow, residing within Yuya Sakaki and his dimensional counterparts. Keep in mind the dimensional counterparts part. He is the original incarnation of Yuya Sakaki, Yuto, Yugioh, and Yuri, which are all different dimensions. So let's see. He was a resident of the original dimension. He once was a duelist who claimed able to hear the voices of duel monsters and connected his hearts with them. True to his words, he was very skilled in dueling and quickly gained advantage on field, soon becoming an undefeated duel champion and widely known as a superstar in the newly received Real Solid Vision dueling. He started to change after he accidentally severely injured one of his opponents, yet the audience kept cheering for him, leading Zark to think it's fine even if his opponents are injured in a duel, as long as people were entertained. Since then, his duel style became more violent and flashy, resulting in his opponents sustaining heavy injuries. At first, he simply wanted to answer his fans' expectations. However, as he continued to duel more and more ruthlessly, Zark became obsessed to become the strongest while also hating the people who expected him to continue fighting the way he is. Eventually, his mastery of using all summon methods made him the strongest duelist in the dueling world. Despite this, Zark's thirst was still not satisfied, driving him mad. Zark finally reached his peak at the end of a tournament where he declared his desire to destroy the world as he summoned his four dragons. Odd Eyes Dragon, Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon, Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, and Starve Venom Fusion Dragon, destroying everything in his way. Feeling that his dragons were also not yet satisfied with exacting their revenge on humanity and seeks to attain the strongest power, Zark fused himself with his four dragons using the Astrograph Magician, becoming a single giant dragon that people called the Supreme King Dragon Zark. The only ones who could fight Zark were duelists, but despite the people's best efforts, they were all helpless against Zark's overwhelming power and were annihilated without exception. Zark was on the verge to destroy the whole world until Ray opposed him with the 4 cards containing Earth's natural energies that Leo created, stopping Zark's terror at the cost of the world to be split into 4 dimensions.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I ask a question? Okay.
You
that was a
can now ask
whole lot
question.
of things for me to digest. So, Zark is a person, a duelist. From what I
Yes.
I had to Google Zark. I was like, is Zark a monster or a duelist? I looked it up. It's a duelist. But then you talked about a Zark dragon. Does he turn into a dragon? Like, what is that?
I guess he turned into a dragon. He fused himself with the dragons to make Cthulhu Dragon.
Which he wants to destroy the world with.
Yeah. But instead what happened was his friend Ray, split it up. Was so crazy, we now have
I'm gonna look up Ray.
the following. 1, 2, 3, 4 parallel universes that were split up from the Arc 5 story. We now have the Fusion World.
What?
we have the Synchro world.
Okay.
We have the, what is it? Xyz world. And then, oh god, I'm running out of space. I gotta make it bigger. There we go. And then Pendulum world. However, so now we get into this kind of world.
Okay.
And this is where it becomes really weird. Because certain characters show up in Arc 5 or Arc V, whichever way you want to call it.
Mac is
Because
saying it's called standard and not pendulum. Is
it's
that...
called standard. Thank you. Like I said, I personally have not seen Arc V, so thank you for correcting me. I just found this like so fascinating that we go from haha, you know, kid finds Millennium Puzzle to haha, next generation a couple years later to haha, next generation that accidentally starts an apocalypse. Okay, well, let's fix the apocalypse. Okay, haha,
Utopia.
space aliens to haha. Now we have this, and oh god, what happened? Oh god, what happened?
So the standard world, I'm assuming, is what Yuya is in.
Yeah, so that's like the world of pendulums. And then you have the Xyz world, Synchro world, and Fusion world, and they all have like their own variations.
Can you put pendulum in parentheses so I remember that? Because standard world does pendulums, right?
Yeah, so I'll do pendulum.
Do they only
like
play
that.
pendulums, or like what's that
Yeah,
deal?
so you remember
Okay.
how in 5Ds I talked about nuclear energy, and then Zexal had like antimatter energy?
Yes.
It's that. So like they have their own fusion energy, they have their own synchro energy, their own Xyz energy, and their own like pendulum energy kind of like.
And this
stuff.
all came from a dude who wanted to destroy the world because there was a lot going on there. Zark wanted to destroy the world, and his bestie was like, no, Zark, that's not okay, and then split the world in 4.
We're gonna get into this a little more.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Okay, so this is why, by the way, we see cool cameos like Aster Phoenix from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX showing up in Arc V, because, you know, he's part of the Fusion world with Alexis, and they were using, you know, like their Cyber Angels and Destiny heroes. And, you
Okay.
know, you get other, like, fun, super cool cameos. But here's the thing, that's not our characters. That's not ours. Because their designs very subtly change, and also their decks are slightly different.
Parallel world? So parallel
Yeah,
world.
so
Okay.
yeah, so we're in parallel universe world. But here is the crazy part. And this is where my tinfoil hat comes in.
Okay, this is when you're gonna start going into Yu-Gi-Oh! Conspiracy theory. Okay.
This is where we're going into Yu-Gi-Oh! Conspiracy.
Okay.
So Fusion,
Fusion?
Synchro, Xyz, Pendulum.
Okay.
And this is where we start going. Link World.
Oh.
The Link World is the world of Vrains. However, the world of Vrains is canonically a sequel to Dark-Sided Dimensions.
V-Rains?
Yes,
V-Rains. I'm gonna look up.
because to get to V-Rains, you need link summoning from Dual Links.
Give me a sec. I'm looking up V-Rains. Oh, V-Rain. Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, that one. I almost know
Yeah.
nothing about that one. Okay.
I didn't know much about it either until I looked really into this. So,
So Duel Links is canon,
You-
or are we still in tinfoil hat theory?
no, we're in tinfoil hat world from here on out.
Okay, chat, we're in
So,
tinfoil
Fusion-
world. Okay.
Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, Standard, they're doing their own thing now.
Okay.
We're done talking about that. We're now going into the Link world. However, you know what's crazy about the Link world? Where do you think the Link world begins? You think it would begin with brains, right?
Okay.
It does not start with brains. It starts here. We go from the anime to the manga. The anime and the manga are in the same timeline.
The anime and the manga.
All begins with the anime.
All begins...
Because think about it. The anime continuity goes anime Yu-Gi-Oh! To anime GX, to anime 5Ds, into Zexal, into Arc V. But then we have the Link world. How do we get to the Link world? Oh, the Link world is a sequel to Dark-Sided Dimensions, but Dark-Sided Dimensions can't exist without the manga. So Zark destroyed the world and broke it into multiple parallel universes, almost like a Big Bang.
This is the
Where's Seven's
definitely...
Go Rush?
Okay.
That we'll get to soon, because this is where it gets kind of crazy. So we have the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga world now. So now we're going with the world where everything's different, right?
Okay.
The Fusion world had Alexis and it had Aster. There was no Jaden. You know, like in the Synchro world, no Yusei. Xyz world, no Yuma. There wasn't like any character, like some characters got like deleted essentially.
So like in Secret World, like people are no longer there. Am I understanding that? Okay.
They were rewritten in these new timelines.
And this is all because of Zark.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the Link world, we now have the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga with Zork. Think about it. If Zark destroys the universe, wouldn't a fragment of him still exist and become Zork? Zark to Zork. Do you see the connection?
Bears, it's time to go to the white padded room. I think it's time to go to the white padded room.
You can't stop me. I already chewed through the jacket.
We'll get another one, Bears! Run!
No, we are talking about this. So the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga is now a thing. However, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, this is what happens in this world. We have Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga, where Pegasus did die, and because he did die, there was no Synchro era. There was no any of that. The whole timeline is completely different from Anime World. So the next story, if we're gonna connect it, is this manga.
Okay.
That everyone, in my opinion, should check out because it's a genuinely good story.
We were asked, wasn't Arc V a separate universe like how JoJo's Steel Ball Run was a separate universe?
Yes.
Okay.
But we're making it about timelines because I want to. It's my sleepover, and I decide the conspiracy theories.
Okay. We got it.
We got it. Okay. So we have now. Oh God, everything breaking. Hold on. There we go.
So the manga should be Yu-Gi-Oh! R and Dark-Sided Dimensions as a split, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to like fix it because I think my thing broke. There we go. I would be really sad if this broke. I should probably start saving this. You know, I'm gonna
save.
Here we go. Save. I'll just save it like this. There we go. It'd be really awkward if like it actually popped up and showed my file manager. There we go. All right. So let's put that there. And let's keep this crazy train going. So now we got Yu-Gi-Oh! R. So in this timeline...
Sensei, I don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh! R is.
Okay.
What's Yu-Gi-Oh! R?
Yu-Gi-Oh! R is a manga that is a sequel to only the manga timeline. In this timeline, Pegasus is dead. He was killed by Bakura. Then you find out in the Yu-Gi-Oh! R story that Pegasus essentially had like a bunch of kids that he like kind of orphaned / trained. So you had
And this isn't anime at all.
no, this is no anime. This is all manga.
Okay.
So you have these two people. Someone did like a color job of them.
Okay.
Okay, so we have these are the primary antagonists. This is Yako Tenma and Gecko Tenma. One of them,
those are his adopted children.
yeah, pretty much. And basically, they both want to bring Pegasus back to life through the use of like a crazy technology system that I think Pegasus was trying to kind of do, where Pegasus wanted to bring his dead wife back, but he failed, obviously.
Right.
And these two were like, okay, what if we take his concept and then amplify it? But wait, we're gonna need power. We're gonna need a lot of power. So in the Yu-Gi-Oh! R manga, these two somehow find, because of course, hidden Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that Pegasus made that he never wanted to release to the public. These are the evil Egyptian god cards called the Wicked God cards. The Wicked Gods are basically the devil counterparts to all of the Egyptian god cards. And basically, Yako and Gecko kidnap Taya, and they're like, Taya will make for a good vessel for Pegasus. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm dead serious. They steal Taya because they wanted to use her body as the vessel to resurrect Pegasus. So Yugi, Joey, and Tristan, they all go into the building, and they're like, we gotta go fight these guys. And then they summon, or like, they have like these deadly groups of like evil duelists. And there's some like really cool ones in there, actually. There's one, if I can find them real quick. What is her name? But there's a specific chapter. Yeah, I found her. Her name is Maiko Kato. And she is one of the elite duelists that fights, I think it was Yugi. And she's all like, oh, what a polite young man. It's a shame that we have to duel like this. But, you know, we have to get it done. Or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, she is cool because she duels on a wheelchair.
Oh.
We got the duel chair.
Oh, I've never seen this in my life. Is this the only character that duels in a wheelchair?
Yes.
Oh.
This is like the only Yu-Gi-Oh character to duel in a wheelchair.
Look at that
And
technology, guys. Look at that. It's a dual chair. And she's still dueling. My gosh. Real quick. Question. I don't understand the concept of kidnapping Taya to revive Pegasus in the dead Pegasus timeline.
Either.
Okay, that's never explained.
The only way it's explained is like they needed a body, I think, of pure of heart or something.
Oh, of course. I guess out of all of them, Taya's probably the purest. I get it, I guess. But what about Yugi?
Also,
what about little Yugi? That guy's pretty wholesome and pure, right?
Yeah, but he's also really strong. They can't beat him. They can't kidnap him. He's too strong.
Oh, I see. So okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I think it was also a case where they're like, "Hey, we're gonna kidnap your friend. You gotta come duel us. Also, if we beat you, we're taking your body instead." Also,
who are they saying that to?
To Yugi.
So if they win a duel against Yugi, then they'll take his body instead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Also, there's a character I think you would really like in the manga. Her name is Kitamori Reiko.
Oh, she's cute. Okay.
She does not know how to duel.
Okay.
So that's like her gag is like she has to fight Joey, but the thing is that she doesn't know how to play the game. And then you find out that the whole reason that she's dueling Joey was to just basically distract Joey.
Wait. I was just saying hi to Elizabeth. Thank you again, Elizabeth.
no,
I
you're
appreciate you. Okay.
But,
So wait, so that character you just showed me, her, that
yeah.
girl was there to distract Joey?
Yeah, because
As a
Joey was
love?
also trying to reach the top. No, just to waste his time.
Okay, so it wasn't like,
the
oh my
thing
gosh,
is-
pretty girl, Joey here, distraction. Not like that,
no,
right?
it's none of that. So
Okay.
here's the thing, manga Joey, and specifically R, is so much cooler than anime Joey. Because he is a lot more like calm, he's more reserved, he has a way cooler strategy and way cooler deck. And not
Okay.
only that, so here is another thing for people who don't know, but let me bring it up. So Bandit Keith is a pretty important character in Yu-Gi-Oh! R. And the reason for that is, well, this kind of happened to him by Pegasus in the manga, where Keith lost a penalty game or a shadow game to Pegasus, and because Keith likes to cheat using a sleight of hand technique, Pegasus turned his hand into a revolver and made him play Russian roulette with himself. This is specifically in the manga, and this is very important. Yako Tenma and Gekko Tenmo, they somehow were able to revive a body. Who do they revive?
So the
revive
adopted
Bandit
twins.
Keith. Yes.
So the adopted twins
twin.
that are trying to bring Pegasus back in the Yu-Gi-Oh! R manga brings back Bandit Keith, revives Bandit Keith, who was
Yeah, they
dead
brought
in the
him
manga.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, they brought him back and were like, oh my god, it works! It actually works!
What body do
He's
they
like
use for
the
that?
situation. What was that?
Wait, but what body? Because you said for Pegasus, they can't bring him back because they need a vessel. But how do they bring Bandit Keith back when they don't have a vessel for Bandit Keith? That's literally his body from before.
I don't remember.
Okay,
So
fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
could do like a very quick wiki search, but basically, we then get the sickest rematch of all time, which is post-Battle City experienced Joey, who's super calm, cool, and reserved, versus bloodthirsty, psychotic Bandit Keith, who's so mad at Joey for just existing, because he blames Joey for like his death and downfall.
Okay.
And here's the other like fun like big twist. Spoilers in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the big thing that's really cool about the R manga is Bandit Keith uses one of the evil wicked gods and fights Joey. He uses the Slifer the Sky Dragon equivalent of the wicked gods to fight Joey, and Joey still wins. Joey is so strong, he can beat an Egyptian god monster, or at least an equivalent to it.
So would you say that manga Joey is a lot stronger than Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime Joey?
By a huge milestone.
Because I'm hearing from people
manga
like
Joey,
yeah.
Manga Joey would not lose to Siegfried.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I've been seeing people chatting in YouTube and in Twitch saying that Joey was like stronger and cooler and all that. So okay, just wanted to check. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then, Mac the duelist. I mean, he did survive Raw in the anime. He did survive Raw in the anime, but he didn't beat Merrick. Well, he technically beat Merrick, but he like passed out. But basically, what I'm kind of getting at is Joey is a god slayer in the manga story, while in the anime he almost beats Merrick and then never has a W that big ever again.
Hmm.
So then we go to Kaiba, because Kaiba eventually shows up in the R manga. And if I remember, first things first, Kaiba's fit in Yu-Gi-Oh! R is so sick. He's just buttoned down, like buttoned up. He's wearing like the sickest white trench coat.
Oh, he has the best fashion. I have to tell you, I've seen so
Like-
much of his different fashions, and Kaiba is just knows how to dress. So heckin'
Yeah.
fancy, even in the
It
games.
is so good.
So cool.
But yeah, so like basically Kaiba is like, hey, what the hell is going on? And if I remember, it had something to do with them using Kaiba Corp tech, and Kaiba was pissed. So Kaiba does like his own thing. Now, here's the other thing to bear in mind is this is like right after like Battle City. So like in the manga world, Kaiba essentially went off to like America because he wanted to start up like Disney World in America, essentially. He
Kaiba
wanted
World
to
in
make Kaiba
America.
Land. Yeah, he wanted to
Yeah.
make Kaiba Land in America.
Okay.
But
Question.
he decided to come back. Yeah,
This
what's
has
up?
nothing to do with the timeline. But I realized Kaiba has all these amazing outfits and all these really cool. I don't know, like wherever he goes, it seems like he has a really cool outfit. Why does Mokuba always seem to have the same outfit? Do you know? Is that ever explained?
I think it's because Kaiba so this is like a psychological theory. We're going into family therapy talk.
Okay.
So Kaiba was, as you know, hugely abused by his his stepdad, right?
Yes.
Mokuba wasn't. If you think about it. Kaiba was
Okay.
the one to take all of like, you know, the beatings, and like he was the one that had to like lose his smile and was like the one that had to like be all super serious and stuff. So my theory is that because of the way Kaiba was raised, he was raised to essentially be like, I need to show my position of power by wearing like the richest, fanciest fits on the planet to show I am better than you in every way, shape, or form. While with Mokuba, because he didn't have to go through strict training, that's why he wears a lot of loose outfits, because he's more relaxed than Seto.
You know, that makes a lot of sense. Even though we are going through like psychology kind of thing and you know making theories about it, that makes sense to me. That's good enough. I'm sorry. Keep going with the timeline. I apologize.
No, you're good. You're good. So, let me see if I can find the exact panel. But basically, there is a specific line in the Yu-Gi-Oh! R manga where Kaiba has to fight one of the elites. And one of the elites was terrible. And Kaiba eviscerated him in like 2 turns.
Oh.
And I can't find the exact panel. I'd have to like look up the actual manga itself. But he says something along the lines of, man, you suck so much at this card game. I think I should make a school to make better duelists so I can kick their asses when they get older.
Okay.
So in this world, we now go into a whole nother thing.
Okay.
But basically now you know, like, oh, Yugi has to fight Yako. He has to fight the Tenma brothers. Then you find out one of the Tenma brothers ends up wanting to be a good person. The other one is a bad person. Yugi fights the Tenma guy to stop this whole thing, and everyone lives happily ever after, right? But here's the big thing to get from this, is the Yu-Gi-Oh! R manga, because this takes place after Battle City, but before, like, the Millennium arc.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find the thing real quick. Because I think there is a very specific like manga picture we can use. Here we go. So
What
let
is
me
that?
do
Oh,
that.
but that's the one with the pharaoh story. That
Yeah.
one. Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna put in here OG Duelist Kingdom Battle City. So that way
Okay.
you know, like, it's the OG story, the Duelist Kingdom story, and the Battle City story goes into Yu-Gi-Oh! R, which then goes into the ending Millennium World story.
So can you
So-
give me a TLDR of the Millennium World story?
Basically, Yugi manages to get all 7 Millennium items and the 3 Egyptian God cards. They go to a special place where they're like, "Hey, we can give you your memories back, Mr. Pharaoh," and then they do that, and then they end up in the past, and they have to figure out a way to stop
Oh.
Zork. But then you find out that when this all happened, because this is like big foreshadowing. Because all the way back in the Duelist Kingdom story, or was it, I think it was either the Duelist Kingdom story or it was the Dungeon Dice Monster story. The Millennium Puzzle basically broke, and little Yugi had to put it back together.
Right.
And Bakura put a little bit of his evil energy into that Millennium Puzzle piece. So when the sacred ritual happened, Bakura was there too. And that's when you then learn, like, oh, Bakura, like, evil Bakura, you know, he was Zork. And then you find out evil Bakura was originally, like, a thief that had to see, like, the big genocide of, like, his people. And that was, like, the creation of the Millennium items, was because his people were basically brutalized and turned into gold.
Okay.
That's like a whole big thing.
Okay.
But yeah, so then you get like the basic Yu-Gi-Oh! OG story. The Pharaoh beats Zork. Yugi and the Pharaoh have a duel. Here's the thing. And time for typing.
Okay.
Kaiba was not at the end of the story.
I've been told that. Yeah, I've been told that.
Kaiba was not there at the end of the story. And the reason for that is why this goes into... Let me get the picture. I don't have the picture. I gotta Google it real quick. Doing my best. There it is.
Wait. For Dark Side, just so my brain can comprehend, I vaguely remember people saying, and maybe I'm mixing it up. For Dark Sided Dimensions, it's basically a sequel to the anime, not necessarily the manga, or was it the other way around? I don't remember.
So Kazuki Takahashi personally wrote the story for the Dark Side Dimensions, which means that it is a direct sequel to the manga, not to the anime.
Okay, thank you.
I'm also trying to find, what was it called? Yu-Gi-Oh! Bonds Beyond Game? No. There's a specific story, but I can't find it. But basically, there is a prequel manga to Dark Duel Stories. Which basically... Or not Dark Duel Stories, what am I saying? Dark Sided Dimensions.
Okay.
So, what is that called? Oh my god. I had everything else, but I can't find this one. Is it safe here? Debatable.
We're getting in tinfoil hat theory, so yeah, I mean, we're kind of safe. It depends on how crazy he goes, really. But for the most part, it's safe. He's just a little silly.
I'm just being a little wacky. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So we have this prequel manga.
What?
Called Transcend Game.
What?
This
Where?
is the story. This is a real manga made by Kazuki Takahashi. This is basically a prequel manga of Kaiba creating Duel Links.
And this is by the author.
Yeah, this is from the author. This is just basically him, where Kaiba basically learns how to create augmented reality, like solid duel system. The fancy new dueling thing, right? So, because of that, we now get into Dark-Sided Dimensions. Also, Kaiba almost dies in the Transcend game manga because he is that crazy.
As usual, makes sense.
Yeah. So, now we get the Dark-Sided Dimensions movie, which then covers...
Does that imply Duel Links already existed when the Dark-Sided Dimension movie happens? Or that's not how...
I will get to it soon.
Okay,
I will get to it soon.
I'm just trying to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, so Dark-Sided Dimensions happens where Kaiba's like, I have perfected the art of linking. Keep that word in mind. So, linking is basically Kaiba finding a way to use technology to make worlds of his own. And because of that, we now get into new forms of energy, because if you guys remember in the movie, there was a unique way of dueling, which was called dimension summons or dimension duels, which was a method of summoning monsters from the hand without tributing or paying their costs. So that was like a new form of energy that was discovered.
Okay.
And also, Kaiba didn't care about dimension summoning. He didn't care about anything about that. All he cared about was finding a way to make a time machine to go back in time using his Duel Link system to go fight the Pharaoh again.
Wait,
because
was it the
was
Duel
never
Link
at the end of the
system?
story. Yeah, so that's where it comes in. Is Transcend game is literally Kaiba finding a way to transcend dueling into a new method. And then we get this we kind of go from Dark-Sided Dimensions to Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, because Duel Links is a canonical sequel to the movie, but it is also a sequel to Vrains. And this is where it gets really crazy, because essentially what happens is Kaiba created a new universe through technology. So it then becomes a semi-new timeline, but not really. It's still the same timeline because it's still the Link world.
Okay.
So the best way I would sum this up is Kaiba invented the Matrix. So Kaiba invents the Matrix.
Okay.
Where everyone of every dimension is able to enter Duel Links.
Okay.
So we'll now go into the next story, and this is basically the pseudo finale. And this is what kind of blew my mind, because someone brought this up earlier.
Okay.
So now we get into Vrains, and now you might be asking, where's Ritual? Why is Ritual not a world? It is because Ritual and Link summoning use the same energy. So let me put it like this, Minnie.
Okay.
One is, if you have 2 apples,
okay.
and you eat an apple, how many apples do you have left?
1 apple? Wait, what?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Let that sink into your brain.
Okay.
Okay, if I gave you a picture of an apple on a computer,
Okay.
and then I gave you another picture of an apple on a computer, and then I deleted one of the apples on the computer, how many apples on the computer do you have?
One apple? You said delete, right?
Yes.
Okay. What?
So this is how it kind of works. Link summoning is basically a computerized method of scientific results. So basically, a digital apple is a series of codes, and then you have another series of codes. So then these two series of codes become two objects, digitally, right? Ritual is the same logic, but instead of using technology, you're using magic.
Magic?
So, yeah, because think about it. It's still in the manga world, right?
Okay.
What is a summon that Yugi used, especially during Duelist Kingdom?
Dark magician?
What
Yugi?
summon? What
What?
summon did he use?
What does summon mean? I'm scared.
Like, okay, it's okay, it's okay. What I was getting at is during his battles with Pegasus, he used ritual summoning.
Oh, right. The blue cards, right? The blue? Were they blue?
Yes, they were
Blue.
blue.
Blacklustered soldier. Yes, thank you.
What color is Link summon cards?
Blue.
What do they both have in common? They both tribute monsters to summon a bigger monster using a numerical value. One uses ritual/religious methods to science. The other uses scientific formulas to reach the same results. Praying versus scientific method. And what are the main summons in Vrains? Link and Ritual. There were 30% more ritual monsters created in Vrains than in any other series. So because of that, that is why Vrains is in this manga exclusive timeline.
I'm speechless.
I told you that this is gonna be crazy.
I think it's time to go back to the white powder room. I think you had enough fresh air.
We're not done.
What do you mean not done? What do you mean
We're
not
not
done?
done. We're not done.
Oh God, my brain. Okay, you know I'll hear you out. I'll hear you out. All right. I'm hearing you. Okay.
Okay.
I'm still on this journey. All right.
All right. Yeah, you're on this journey for a little longer. So, this is how Vrains connects to Duel Links. Because Duel Links is a direct sequel to not just Dark-Sided Dimension story, but is also a sequel to the Vrains story, because the Vrains final seasons got super rushed and they were not able to finish their story. Where did they finish the rest of the story? In Duel Links.
Oh, didn't they have like
The
a
rest
big
of
thing?
Vrains yeah. So like the rest of the Vrains story is in Duel Links. And then here's the other crazy thing. You might be thinking, oh, but where's the other mangas? Where's the GX manga? Where's the 5Ds manga? They're all here. They're all here. They're just right here. They're just like right here. In another one. Kind of happening around the same time in like a parallel universe, like same timeline kind of thing.
Oh my gosh.
So all of these all happen and they all have unique stories, but they're all the same people. kind of like a parallel universe.
Oh my gosh.
So the 5Ds manga, the Zexal manga, all of these mangas have unique stories because the timeline got so warped by Zark that we now have this crazy excuse of a story. Because here's the other thing, and you might be kind of curious, but wait, wouldn't there be like the same kind of like idea of like the Arc 5 manga or Arc V manga also having like the crazy like timeline split? There's no Zark. There's no Zark in the Arc 5 manga. And
What?
this is why.
What?
Yeah, there's no Zark.
What do you mean there's no Zark? He was like the main thing.
Because Zark was earlier in the timeline.
What does that mean?
It means, okay, realistically, it's because they didn't want to regurgitate the same story. But in this timeline,
Okay.
Zark destroyed the universe and turned it into all these different parallel worlds. And because there's no Zark, that's why there's no Zark in the Arc 5 Arc V manga.
So we went through all that pain and suffering from the Zark anime to realize there's no Zark in the manga. Am I understanding?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then, because someone brought it up, and now we can finally talk about it. If I can find a good picture. Where is it?
Oh, my brain hurts. Okay.
Oh, it should be hurting right now. We're getting into some crazy stuff.
This is more confusing than the Zelda timeline.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, here's the thing. Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s was created because the card game was too complicated. And the lead protag was like, I'm gonna make a simpler game. So he made a simpler game with Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s and the whole Rush Duel stuff.
Right. And I played a little bit of it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually really good. I actually
It's really
prefer that
fun.
more than the actual like card game. Like,
It's less of a headache.
hilariously hot take. Yeah, exactly. But anyways, so what this means though is to answer the question, where does Rush Duel come in? Rush Duel is a part of this Link world that was created because of Zark. And now you're wondering, wait, how does this all connect to Duel Links? And the answer, all at the same time. They all connect into Duel Links. But here is the crazy part, Minnie, and this is where we're going more tinfoil than ever before. Like, you've only seen Super Saiyan 2, like tinfoil 2, and we're going even further beyond.
Okay.
I want you to tell me, oh crap, what was his name? Yeah, this guy. Okay. Are you ready to get your mind blown?
Okay, sure. I'm ready for this.
If Duel Links is canon, who the hell is the Vagabond?
No! Don't
Who
do
is
this!
the Vagabond?
Oh, not this.
The Vagabond is the OC timeline.
No!
There is another timeline. Way down here. So let me break this. And we are going into
This is...
video game world. the video game world, which breaks up even into more timelines. Because think about it. Where does Forbidden Memories come in? Where does Sacred Cards come in? Where does Reshev come in? What about the Tag Force games? The Tag Force games all have the Vagabond.
Oh my gosh, you're right. It does. They do.
The Vagabond is a traveler.
Oh,
The
it exists in
Vagabond.
Forbidden Memories too, right? Right?
Yes, he's Duel Master K.
No!
How do you feel? How do you feel knowing now that every video game that you have played starring
I can't believe
this
he's
guy,
arguing the OC timeline. Oh my gosh. I would have never, oh my gosh.
this guy right here, this is you.
Not the you timeline.
This is you timeline. You are the god of this timeline. And in that timeline, uh-oh.
Oh no.
No, hold up. Wait, I can fix it. I can't fix it. Okay, I'll just make a new one. You are... Oh my god, my computer is like freaking out.
It doesn't want you to have this information, Bears. It's like, no.
It's
Konami said
true.
no. Konami was like, no. No, you're not supposed to do that.
You are the god of this timeline. This is where every video game comes into fruition that has this stupid character in it. And now let's just get this little line and go like, woo, right there. We're cutting through all of the mangas because it is not important. And then there's another one. There's another. In the video game world, outside of Duel Links,
Okay.
is this world, which is this one.
Forbidden
Okay.
Memories!
Move that right there. So Forbidden Memories is the alternate world of the Pharaoh and his backstory.
Right, because the Forbidden Memories backstory doesn't correlate with the original manga, right? The original manga story. Because Simon, you said, doesn't exist.
This is a completely different story with completely different characters, and it gets crazy because this game, technically speaking, has like 3 branching paths. Because there's this one. If I can type it and grab the picture, here's the picture, copy image, and then paste. We'll make it a little bigger.
That one's so good! So good!
So we got this one. This one is directly a sequel to this game. It is a direct sequel because in the Japanese version, it's literally called like, hold on, let me look up the title.
Wasn't it like implied that it was like the direct sequel to Forbidden Memories or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shin Duel Monster. That's what it was called. In Japan, Forbidden Memories is called Shin Duel Monster, and then Duelist of the Roses is like Shin Duel Monster 2.
Okay.
So, are you ready? Are you ready?
Okay.
You're not ready. You're not ready. This was the twist. This is the twist.
Okay.
Are you ready for the twist?
Okay. Ooh,
What
okay.
is the story of Duelist of the Roses?
Oh my gosh, I played that like what, 2 years ago? Oh man. It has I can't tell you. It was way too confusing. How about you tell me?
The story is basically you, the person, gets isekai'd back in time to fight in the Wars of the Roses.
Right. And then you pick a side. They summon you and you pick a side, right?
Yeah. And you would have to fight either like the Lancasters or the Yorkists.
Right.
Here's the thing. That's real history.
Oh yeah, that was so weird. I learned about that, yeah.
Man. We're in the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline! We're in the timeline! This is the end of our route! Forbidden Memories is our prequel in our lives! Forbidden Memories actually happened!
You know, that's the thing he's gonna yell as we're like dragging him away. He's like, all right, Bear, it's time to go back. Forbidden
The War
Memory!
of the Roses actually happened, Minnie! But we didn't live when we were around. But it is documented. I'm just saying, maybe there were children's card games played during the War of the Roses, and it was just never documented properly. Where do you think Hanafuda cards come from? Where do you think playing cards come from, Minnie? They didn't just come out of nowhere. They've been around for thousands of years, Minnie. Demons have been around for thousands of years. Rituals have been around for thousands of years. Nuclear energy has been around for years.
Oh, you know, how have you been doing lately? You know,
Well, my headache's gone.
Clarity. After all that struggling, he just reaches like nirvana, like everything is clear. Everything in the world is clear.
Think about it. Think about it. They're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! What the hell are we playing?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Where do you think Yu-Gi-Oh! Comes from? It comes from Zark!
Oh my god, Bears! Not the Zark theory! Not the Zark theory! I want out!
Zark was the Big Bang!
No! Not the Zark Big Bang! No, Bears! No! Oh, I need to lie down! Not the Zark Big Bang! This guy.
Oh my god. Here, you know what? We're still not done. There's still like two-ish more timelines
Okay.
that we can go into. And then after that, I think that's pretty much all of it
Okay.
to like the best of my ability. So it is a split from the real world, but this game comes into the picture because actually hold on, you know what, let me just do like a very loose thing, and we'll just grab this picture again and I'll post it. Copy. There's another branch. Oh, there's more branches, buckaroo. There's more branches.
Should I just
we go
brought my
back?
crazy friend here? It's fine. Just listen to him. It's fine.
We're now back into the anime somewhat. This is like,
Okay.
I'm just gonna put in here like alternate anime. Just to make it easy, because alternate anime is basically the same thing as the normal anime.
Okay.
And then this leads into this game. So let me get this little line and go like this. And then we'll grab that. And then let me do a quick save. Okay, good, it's saved. Okay. Now then. So
We saved the timeline?
yeah, we saved the timeline.
Okay.
But the Yu-Gi-Oh! Alternate anime goes into the Falsebound Kingdom game, and you know, might be questioning, how the hell does that work? Like, and here are my answers.
Okay.
Falsebound Kingdom has characters from Forbidden Memories in it. It has Simon, it has the mages, it has Haishin, and it has Nightmare and Dark Knight.
I need to play that. Okay.
And the reason why this is the alternate anime is the final boss of Falsebound Kingdom was an ex-Kaiba Corporation's character.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a very minor character that is like Mr. Kai. Yeah, Scott. Scott is like the reason. So like this wholesome dude. Let me get the picture. Posting. This thing is massive, my god. This guy?
Oh, I recognize that guy.
Yeah, he's just a wholesome guy, right? He's just a wholesome engineer that just worked at Kaiba Corp, and he was also the guy that was there when Kaiba summoned Obelisk. Yeah, in an alternate timeline, he kind of went nuts from the Egyptian gods and also got fired by Kaiba in this timeline. And he became the big bad.
Oh.
But only in this timeline. You want to know why he got corrupted? You want to know why, Minnie?
Why?
Because of Nightmare from Forbidden Memories. Nightmare doesn't show up in any of these other timelines, but he shows up in this one because Nightmare originated as the original variant of Zark in Forbidden Memories.
Wait, he's a variation of Zark in Forbidden Memories?
If we want to go by Zelda logic, Nightmare is like a fragment of Zark. You know how like all the Ganons are like fragments of the character Demise?
Yes.
Yeah, it's that kind of logic.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Every emissary of evil comes from Zark.
Okay. Okay.
Evil exists in our world because Zark was there.
That's crazy.
And Minnie, what was one of the most popular text-based RPGs? One of the earliest games ever made for the computers? Zark.
I can't believe this! Oh, my brain. What is Zork even about? Let me Google it. I don't know anything about that. Zork. Zork is a classic collection of text-based adventure games. Oh my gosh. How are you doing this, Bears? My brain hurts.
I'm still going.
I can't
We still have another video game branched timeline to talk about, which is OC-kun.
Right, because I was wondering where these came in.
Yeah, OC-kun comes from the Vagabond timeline.
Well, if I think about it, it's also like Simon doesn't have the same sort of relevance he does in Forbidden. It feels
Simon,
like
yeah,
it's
exactly.
different. Yeah.
So like because of that, that's where this all like becomes like a huge mess with the Vagabond timeline. Because I'm counting like the Vagabond timeline with like all the Game Boy Color games. Basically every single game you can think of, which is dual Yugi 5 times, dual Joey 5 times, move to next character. That's all Vagabond. That is the Vagabond traveling to all the different video game worlds.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Oh my
Sacred
gosh.
Cards, as you know, is a retelling of, you know, the Battle City story, which then goes into, it is not loading properly. Maybe now it will.
Your computer's probably dying trying to keep up with all this.
It probably is. It's going so slow. You can actually just see it.
It's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
There we go. So Sacred Cards goes into Reshef because of OC-kun timeline. So you have the Shin timeline, which also, Minnie, you know what Shin means?
No.
True.
No! You are not doing this right now!
We are in the real world because we're in the Shin timeline.
Oh
The
my
real
God.
timeline. The truthful timeline.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Okay, I think that's everything I got.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, so that's the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline. How we feeling? Questions? Comments? Concerns?
Concerns
Mostly
for you.
concerned?
I'm mostly concerned, yeah. You
Also,
obvious-
I'm
Mhm.
just gonna copy this and then just post this in here as just a normal screenshot.
Oh.
There you go.
Wow. You know,
I hope you guys enjoyed this journey of how not only is the anime the original story, but yeah. Oh crap, I actually forgot another part. Hold on. It would be in... I know where to put it. We're still not done. There's
okay.
still some stuff. Because we have to talk about Season 0 and how that fits in.
You know what? Fair. I don't know how seasons are. That has to be a parallel universe, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much a parallel universe. I'm gonna call it the, let's go right here, and then, where the hell do I put this?
I can't believe
right
I knew
here.
Fit 7 Blue Eyes White Dragon on Warwick and still lost the English throw.
I mean, if you think about it, you know what's a Yu-Gi-Oh card? A Saint Joan.
That's true. That is a card. I remember that card, isn't it?
You know what else is a real card and is also a real human being? Tyler the Great Warrior.
Oh.
Anyways, let's just call this the, no game world. Or no, well, we'll just call it Season 0 world.
Okay. Oh, right, because Season 0 doesn't really have Yu-Gi-Oh cards. There was an episode with the cards, but besides that, it wasn't mainly focused on Yu-Gi-Oh.
I was gonna
Right.
say, like, there's still card game in Season 0, but it's not, like, crazy important as it is in, like, the other ones. So, you know what? Let's just fit that right in there. And last but not least, we'll fit in this one right here. If it'll load. There we go. And there's this alternate timeline.
What is that?
Which is just... That's the Season 0 movie.
They had a Season 0 movie?
Yeah, there's a Season 0 movie.
What?
And it's about Yugi's best friend that only showed up once.
So much for his best friend. What's his name? I want to look it up.
It was, what was his name? It's been so long since I've seen it. It's called Yu-Gi-Oh! 1999.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I think it was, Shogo? I think it was Shogo.
1999. I'll see if I wrote Shogo or something else.
But basically the plot of it is, Shogo pulls a Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Yeah.
And he's all like, I'm now the strongest duelist, but I'm too scared to fight anyone, but I want to prove a point that I'm the strongest duelist.
And he pulls a Red Eyes, you said?
Yeah, he pulls Red Eyes. That's why this fits into a different timeline, because Joey nor Rex have Red Eyes in this timeline.
Oh.
It is Shoma that has the Red Eyes. And this movie, you know what? You should just watch it. You want to just watch it, Minnie? Like, not obviously on stream, but like, you should watch it. Because there might be a certain monster that you love a lot that is very important to that movie.
Blue Eyes.
Close, but yes. I mean, do you want me to just tell you?
Yeah. Kisara?
Meteor Black Dragon is what beats all of Kaiba's Blue Eyes.
Meteor Black Dragon from Forbidden Memories?
Meteor Black Dragon from Forbidden Memories is Yugi's penultimate monster.
It shows up in a movie in the Season 0?
Yup.
What? I didn't know that. I thought it...
Hold on, you want me to just show you the clip?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you know what? Hold on. Yu-Gi-Oh! Meteor Black Dragon Summon. Here it is. Is this it? This is like 12 minutes long. Are you cool with that? Or do you want to like just skip to like a certain part?
Maybe we should skip to a certain part. What do you think? What do you think would work best here?
I'm gonna like skip to it. So let's see. Let's do right. Okay, you cool with 5 minutes?
Yep.
Okay.
And just so
Yeah,
for those who don't see behind me, there is more to the graphic. I am covering Falsebound Kingdom.
How dare you cover Falsebound Kingdom?
I've been wanting to play that game for a while. Okay. Oh my gosh.
You should, because Tactics Ogre is a really cool JRPG series, and the fact that there's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Cross Tactics Ogre game is nuts.
I don't know any of that. I don't know what that means.
RTS meets turn-based RPG.
Oh, was it fun?
I liked it a lot when I was a kid.
Just
Alright, so yeah, go to around like 7 minutes.
Just for context, guys, this is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 movie. This has nothing to... Well, this is not the... that's what this is. It's the Season 0 movie.
It's non-canon as heck, if you wanted to think of it that way. If you want to go with my insane timeline theory, it's in the Season 0 world.
Okay.
But yeah, like right around there should be good. And then, for context, basically, Joey snuck the Red Eyes card out of Shoma's deck and put it into Yugi's deck. And the whole gimmick is like, Yugi will not summon the Red Eyes until Shoma admits that he needs to use his own strength. Also, Minnie, I think our characters are blocking some of the subtitles.
Oh. Sorry, chat. Here.
Unless you guys can read Japanese.
You mean here, Japanese? Here you go, Bears.
Yeah, sorry.
Give me 1 second, chat. Let me turn off the
Bears
music.
World, everything is canon. I mean, I literally... Minnie can't defend it. We are in a Yu-Gi-Oh timeline.
Yeah. I'm speechless, to be honest with you, Bears.
I'm really good at convincing people. This is what happens when I work a job that makes me do like 3 meetings a week.
It makes them go crazy. It's probably the rats. Okay, quick question.
Yes.
One, I absolutely love the art. But two, so with this, I thought season 0 wasn't focused on the card game, was focused on like psychological like horror. So I'm curious why it's so fixated on the card game all of a sudden in the movie.
So the reason I can tell you this is because season 0 anime edition is different from the manga in the sense if it still does the games of the week thing.
Okay.
But it doesn't show all of the games. And they instead replaced some of them with the card game because when this anime was being made, Bandai owned it. Oh crap, I should have just called it the Bandai World.
The Bandai World. You can change it while I'm watching it. How about that?
I'm gonna change this to Bandai World and you are all gonna like it.
The animation's so cool.
It is. But anyways, yeah, so this was when Bandai owned the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. And you can also see some of the art in this movie and in the season 0 anime in the old Yu-Gi-Oh games. Like I'm talking like the Capsule Monster on Game Boy, the Capsule Monster on like in the arcades, the PS1 game, the like OG first Game Boy, not Game Boy Color, first Game Boy game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, look, it's Meteor Dragon. It's the boy.
Sorry, I'm very invested in how awesome the art direction is in this one.
I highly recommend you watch this movie. It's unironically fantastic.
It's so cool.
It is.
Look at that shading on that Blue Eyes. That is insanely cool.
Also, this is before like Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon was a thing. So for the movie, they hyped it up as just Kaiba chaining 3 Blue Eyes together. And in this kind of world, losing a duel is fatal, right? Or no? No, it's just they're just fighting. Also, this is where like the famous quote for like Red Eyes and Blue Eyes comes from. Of the blue dragon brings victory, but the red dragon does not bring victory, only the potential.
Oh.
Which is still a very good quote in my opinion.
His best friend that only shows up one time.
Pretty much. I mean, for all we know, he probably shows up like every day at school and hangs out with everyone in this timeline.
Welcome,
Alright.
invaders. Real quick, we're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero movie that I just became aware about. So Bears had this incredibly, ridiculously complicated timeline.
I believe I spent 2.5 hours doing a Yu-Gi-Oh lecture.
And it's insane. My mind and brain is just... So it's been great. We're watching a scene from the movie. I forgot why. Why were we watching the scene? I'm enjoying the scene, but what are we watching?
It's
again?
because Meteor Black Dragon shows up.
Oh,
and you
okay.
like Meteor Black Dragon
That's
from
true.
the famous Forbidden Memories.
That's true. I do. I love it very much. But go check out my friend Luna, who is a great content creator and a good friend of mine. Very sweet, has great content. I love dropping by and chilling over there. Go give him a lot of love over there. He's a little bit of brat. He was playing some Hollow Knight. Welcome in. Hello, my name is Minnieful. I do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh content. Well, I do Yu-Gi-Oh content once a week. I used to do it more often, not so much anymore. Just about once a week. And I do a lot of variety streams. We are currently playing. We have a couple of games on rotation, like Silent Hill. Silent Hill. My brain is fried. Pokemon. And Fallout. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Now watch this cool part of the movie. This is his one-time showed up best friend of Yugi. That is exclusive to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero. Wait, why does Red Eye show up randomly? I'm so confused. Where'd that come from?
Joey put it in Yugi's deck instead of Shoma's deck when they got like mixed up on the floor before Kaiba's like big duel.
Isn't that make it the deck illegal?
No.
Oh.
This was before their duel.
Okay.
Also, I just want to point out,
And this is the fusion that shows up in Forbidden Memories. Yeah, I remember.
I really love the Pharaoh's voice in Season 0, by the way.
It's definitely different. Lights look so cool here. Oh my gosh, it's Meteor
It's
Dragon!
Meteor Black Dragon with the big comet! Just like in Forbidden Memories, Minnie, Meteor Black Dragon is the answer to all of our problems.
Exactly. Such a good card. He has such a cool coat.
He does. I love how many outfits Kaiba has in like every piece of media.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. All right. If Luna's community is curious, I will bring back the ridiculously complicated timeline that is Bear's crazy mind.
You gotta hand it to me though. I somehow managed to do it.
It started connecting and I didn't know how I felt about it. How'd
you feel about the plot twists? AKA just like me holding back like specific timelines until like the end.
He did do that. He did do that. I was shocked. Yeah, he was like, there's a couple of things I'm not gonna tell you just yet. And I was like, okay. And then the player-centric timeline was not the timeline I expected. That was a completely like, I was like, how does this tie into all the video games? And he's like, this is a player-centric world. And I'm like, that makes so much sense to me.
How does the Vagabond show up in Duel Links when he's also in Tag Force? Because Kaiba somehow invented a new way to like not only let people from different time time periods duel in the Duel Links world, but you also accidentally got multiple parallel universes.
This guy cooked so hard. It's crazy. Okay, so the Bandai world is season 0.
Yup.
Okay, that makes sense. And Bandai... So, okay. I'm trying to ask... So, Bandai world and Konami world is not the same thing, because does Bandai not have a Konami? Like, sorry. Does Bandai no longer have Yu-Gi-Oh rights by the time the original series that we know comes out? Is that...
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, Bandai had Yu-Gi-Oh! Then Bandai got, like, lost Yu-Gi-Oh! Konami took Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay. Alright. Okay.
You know, I could break this even more if you wanted me to. If you think about it, the 4Kids timeline's a different timeline.
Because that goes with Capsule Monsters, right?
No, it's because the 4Kids has the Shadow Realm, and that doesn't exist.
Oh, right, because that was a concept that they made in 4Kids because they didn't want to talk about death and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So they invented the Shadow Realm to deal with people, like, instead of just dying. So that could totally just be, like, its own time. The Shadow Realm doesn't exist. That means there's another branch. That does mean there's another branch. You know what? Here, I'm just gonna very lazily do it. Because I'm running out of space.
And its computer is lagging.
Yeah, it is super laggy. Shadow...
The censorship timeline! That's
Shadow
crazy.
Realm world. You know what? No, just Shadow Realm. And then I'm just gonna put 4Kids timeline. I am too tired to keep going, man.
So, I don't know. So hypothetically, if you could put Rush anywhere in this timeline, where would you put it?
Rush is in the manga timeline / the Link world / the Ritual world.
Okay. There you go, chat. I know a couple people are asking.
Because here's the other thing, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s and Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, their mangas are literally just anime adaptations. Like, it's just 1 for 1.
Huh.
Yeah, so that's why they don't really fit, like, the mangas at least, but the animes do.
Right. You mean that has energy that sends you to the Shadow Realm world, or just regular boring Saw? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, wasn't there a Saw that, like, yeah, and they were like, oh, you're gonna go to, like, it was implied you go to the Shadow Realm, but that's, like, impossible, you'd be dead. Is it that concept? I forgot.
Yeah, it was the duel with Arcana, I think, like the Dark Magician guy.
Yeah.
He's like, these destructive energy discs, when you get touched by them, will teleport you to the Shadow Realm. I think my favorite one has gotta be when Loomis and Umbra fought Yugi and Kaiba. They're like, after you are defeated, a trapdoor will fall under you, and you will fall into a portal into the Shadow Realm. While in the anime and manga, it's like, yo, if you lose, we're just blowing up this freaking building, and you're just gonna fall and turn into pudding.
They had to get so creative. How do you get sent to the Shadow Realm? Just trying to get rid of the word death in a kid's show. It's funny how they try to, like, jump hoops, like, if you fall down here, there's a portal to the Shadow Realm below us. So weird and convoluted. It's funny though. I love the hoops they go. My part was the invisible guns. Yeah, they just look like he's aggressively pointing at Seto Kaiba.
Yeah, I was gonna say, imagine living in the Shadow Realm universe where there's just no guns.
Oh my gosh, imagine a no gun timeline.
No gun.
Doesn't he stop a gun with a Yu-Gi-Oh card too on top of all that?
Let me get the picture.
Oh my gosh, that was a world. Did anyone have any questions as we start wrapping up and just kind of talking?
Also,
Oh my
Minnie, you're gonna
God.
pop off at the card that Kaiba used.
No, my brain is not okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, chat on a scale of 1 to 10. I hope this was good. Would you recommend anyone else to enjoy this lecture?
Rate my professor. How about we do a poll if we're gonna send you to the white padded room? We're gonna send you back.
Minnie, I'm pretty sure my straight jacket is made out of foil at this point.
Well, I mean, like, you kept insisting that, like, electromagnetic waves and they're gonna come after me. You have to wrap me in
It's the
foil.
nuclear
So
energy of the synchros. It's gonna happen to our planet too.
I don't think the foil is gonna save you, Bears. But if that's what helps you sleep at night,
Synchro summoning's gonna cause the explosions.
I know, Bears. I know. It's gonna be okay. Now, just sit back down. It's gonna be okay. It's fine. It's gonna be okay. No, nothing.
You say that until it's the year 2050.
Zark's not gonna hurt you, Bears. It's just a silly conspiracy theory.
Zark is real.
We're polling to see if we're sending Bears back to the white padded room. VTubers, oh my gosh. It would be in the player-centric timeline, theoretically, because it leads to our world. So theoretically, VTubers exist because Forbidden Memories existed. If we go by this conspiracy timeline that Bears has conjured up.
Also, let's see. Where is the second Yugi from Bonds Beyond Time? Second Yugi as in, like, the Pharaoh? He's in the past. If we're talking about, like, normal Yugi, he'd just be big chillin'. Yeah, he'd just be big chillin'. And then, we got... What was the biggest revelation for you that fit all the pieces together? Was it that the anime and manga universes were completely separate / later down the line, or that Zark was the Big Bang? For me, it's Zark was the Big Bang. The second I learned that Zark was a Big Bang that caused multiple, like, parallel universes, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. No wonder why video games are canon now.
I was like, kind of like, where is he going with this Link world, right? Because, you know, with Zark, it shows up, like, it goes into 4 fusions, Synchro, Exceed, and Pendulum. And I was like, where is this Link world he's trying to... Because there's links too, right? Where would Link fit into it? He makes a Link world, and then he links it to ritual summoning and stuff. And then it has this whole little timeline. I'm like, huh. I see where he was going with that. Like, it's like really tinfoil, but like I see where he's going with that.
I'm just saying, the anime is just the prequel to the manga.
All right, my friends, you decide Bear's fate. My friend Bears, I let him out. I let him out at the white padded room. I said, Bears, you talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff all the time. I'll let you talk. I'll let you cook. All right, you guys can decide if he has freedom and he spreads this to other places, or I keep him safe in that white padded room so no one can hurt him. You guys choose his fate. And if you want to send him there, Apple and I will send them to a nice cozy room, but we'll fill it up with a bunch of video games and he can play as much video games as he wants, and he doesn't have to deal with his game testing job. Oh gosh. Your voice is so tired. Oh gosh. what I learned from this is check out the manga. The manga seems to really have a different tone than the anime does, but the anime goes wild too, because the anime goes 1 to 100 really quick, and that was the more linear timeline he was trying to explain. It was like, as things advance, then eventually the world explodes and then bonds before time shows up, basically. Don't worry, Bears, you can play all the Yu-Gi-Oh you want in the padded room. He loves Yu-Gi-Oh so much, chat.
Also, I literally can't make any more space.
If anything happens to Bears, know it was Zark or Konami because he knows too much. When he disappears, we'll be like, it's Konami, or it's Zark, or it could be both. Is Konami Zark? Oh no, and then they'll take us away too, and it'll be awful.
Minnie, I literally can't post the picture into the paint because I'm out of room. Can you just show this to the chat?
Okay.
This is the final event past Duel Links.
Is this like... Oh wait, I think someone referenced this in YouTube chat. Isn't this an official thing, or am I...
this was like one of Kazuki Takahashi's like final drawings. So, at the end of the Duel Links timeline, Kaiba has accepted little Yugi as like the king of games and as Kaiba's rival. Like, he still respects the pharaoh, but he also accepts little Yugi as his rival. And in this epilogue, Kaiba and Yugi are playing Yugi's game that he created after he graduated from high school in space.
Sorry, Bears. We'll get back to that. So without my knowledge, Apple put himself in the poll. And instead of people going, oh my gosh, let's send Bears over there, they sent Apple there instead. What did Apple do? Apple did nothing. Chat, what? So
yeah, you know, I actually have a lot of questions about that one.
Apparently, chat was like, well, you know, Bears is kind of crazy, but let's send Apple in the padded room instead. You know? And so I don't know. I don't know. Apple will be happy there. I mean, he will be happy. We'll like have him like we'll run like honeycomb VODs all day, but like, you know, you gotta protect Apple. He will be safe. Thank you. Apparently they want Apple safe, but if we don't put Bears in the padded room, Zark's gonna come get him. You know? But oh well. I guess Apple was the true.
I'm just saying, Konami should hire me. I found a way to make every single one of their products canon. They
should. Like, legit. I think you're a cookie.
If someone was like, how do I get into Yu-Gi-Oh lore? They would have to buy everything.
They would have to buy everything.
You'd have to buy everything.
That's true.
You're living in the timeline. You're in the Matrix, Minnie.
Oh God, not again. You were trying to argue with me earlier that Forbidden Memories is the actual hidden timeline in our world, and it just and then like it goes into what is it? Duelist of the Rose that uses actual history, and then it goes into our reality that we know today. Is Master Duel the red pill? Stop it, you!
Oh, I forgot. I forgot one more piece of Yu-Gi-Oh lore. It's just in its own timeline at the very beginning. It's just the Yu-Gi-Oh movie. This will just go right here. If it'll paste. And there. There we go. It's in its own little world.
What is that?
Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie with the Pyramid of Light.
Oh,
it's
I
in
never
its own
watched that
timeline.
Does it not make any sense to the timeline?
It makes absolutely no sense to actually, wait. Wait. You know what? No, it's in there. It's in there. It fits.
Is that Mirai?
It's after Battle City. It's after Battle City and before the before Darts. Canon. Okay. But go check out Mirai Panda, who's playing some heck, I missed them. Usually I forget how that works. I think you have to put Mirai Panda. I think you have to put the English. There we go. We usually have... You're playing the Gundam card game. Oh, nice! I know Dan talks about the Gundam card game a lot. I don't know much about the Gundam card game. Do you? You know, I know you like Gundam. I haven't played it yet. I want to, though. I opened a $500 card. Maybe you and I could try to learn it together or something. That would be fun. I don't know much about Gundam, though. That I could teach you. That I could show you all the timelines. Oh my god, please spare my life. I love how they were like, oh my gosh, let's keep Apple nice and safe with me. But the conversation was about sending you. Okay, thanks Mariah, thanks for the raid. Welcome in, my name is Minnieful. We just got finished with the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline. My friend Bears really cooked with this one. So basically it goes into, and this isn't like official timeline. This is more like Bear puts a tinfoil hat on. This is crazy pill. This is crazy pill theory. Yeah, and then he's like, I just let him go with it. I just said, Bears, you do whatever the heck you want, and he did. So basically this is what happened, which oddly makes sense in some places, and there's some Zark Big Bang Theory was not on my streaming bingo list, but apparently that's there. Very cool. First podcast, I can't believe this. But you need to find the product. Gundam card game is good, but you need to find the product to play the game, and that's the hard part. Oh, I guess you have to have the actual card to be able to do that. Blade and Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monsters anime the 4Kids made, right? And there's like Bandai, like a Bandai timeline. There's like a 4Kids timeline that he was too tired to go into. There was manga timeline, which we called the Link World timeline, and then there's the protagonist centric timeline, where all the video games come from. Because if you really think about it, the games don't really have any rhyme to reason to them in a weird way. So like even the history of some of these games don't really make sense in the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline. So, but like in a video game world with the player-centric timeline, it makes sense. Oh my god, I just realized that the Capsule Monsters movie is only in the Shadow Realm timeline because it was never made in Japanese. Bears, I think it's time to go to bed, buddy. The pieces, they just keep falling in my hand! I'm actually going crazy now! This isn't a bit anymore, I'm actually scared! He's scared. It's like, it all makes sense. It's all Yu-Gi-Oh! It all leads back to Yu-Gi-Oh! It all leads back to Zark! It all leads back to Zark, Minnie! That's what he's gonna say eventually in like 4 weeks from now. And look, I'm just saying, if I ever get married and have twins... Oh no. Are you gonna name them after Pegasus' adopted children? It's either that or they're gonna names be Lila and Kisakil. Why? Live twins. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. My brain. Can someone like screenshot this screen for me? Only because Bears can't even put the last picture in, which is canon, by the way. Because the oh my god. I'm at 16,193 by 8,180 pixels.
Yeah, it doesn't want to listen anymore, and we can't put the last picture up, which again is a canonical picture made by the author himself.
Wait, hold on. Why don't I just do this? Give me a second. I'm just gonna, cause you're, what's it called? I'm screen sharing it to you.
Right.
So I can just print my screen on Discord.
No, I was adding the the official art, the one you couldn't put in the corner because it wouldn't let you, remember?
Yeah.
I think I get it.
Yeah, so what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna grab that picture, and then I'm just gonna, like, put that into another paint.
Oh.
Because I'm screen capping it off of, like, a 4K picture. I'm going from, like, 16,000 resolution down to, like, 4K now by just screen capping it. Minnie has a lot of timeline pictures now in our DMs, and it's kind of unhealthy.
It'll be great. When Konami shows up at my door, I'm gonna show them the timeline. I'll be like, you know, my friend Bears, he really pieced out together delete any evidence you have of this. I'm like, huh? Why? And he's like, don't ask questions. Also, don't ask where he went. I'm like, what do you mean, Konami?
The Born Conspiracy.
I'm like, he knows too much, Minnie. It's best to forget him. There'll be trouble. Oh gosh, but
I'm surprised I still managed to get this all together. I'm actually quite proud of this.
Me too. It was crazy. But I hope you guys all enjoyed this content. If you guys really enjoyed this content, Bears did take time out of his busy schedule to make this whole timeline theory for you guys, and he kind of improvised even. So please give his content some love. He eventually would like to do some YouTube content. He hasn't done that as far as I know, but if you like his love for all the fandoms he loves, he knows such an immense amount of all the fandoms he absolutely loves. Like Gundam. I mean, why don't you just name them? I'm so tired. That Zork Big Bang just killed my brain. So
It's a pretty good one, though.
that was pretty big.
Anyways, yeah, if you like Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, fighting games, beat 'em ups, Nintendo, maybe I'll make a Donkey Kong timeline.
That's crazy. I didn't
I'll
like
find
him
a
on
way to
one.
link the Donkey Kong video games to the Ireland potato famine.
Bears, I love you, but they're eventually gonna take you away, and I'm gonna miss you when you're gone. If it's not Nintendo, it's gonna be Konami. If it's not Konami, it's gonna be Nintendo. If it's not Nintendo, it's gonna be some other series you're just a huge fan of. They don't all have to be linked, Bears. You can't. I think. Oh my gosh! Imagine us doing a Zelda timeline. I know how much you love Zelda.
I mean, that one's already made.
Well,
that
it
one's
is
kind of
made.
stalled by people who are crazier than me. I say, though, Zelda timeline is weak sauce compared to the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline I made.
What he talks the where I'm like, I wonder if I have to ask him if he's okay after this stream. Are you okay? Are you getting the help you need, Bears?
just no, Minnie. I'm using my powers for good. Imagine if I use this to actually solve real government conspiracies.
Oh God, you'll be gone. I would miss you when you're gone. Oh gosh, he's gonna just be like, it all makes sense. They're hiding Zark. That's what they don't want us to know. That's in Area 54. It's Zark. And then I'll be like, Bears, that's
I managed
ridiculous.
to find the location of a certain elected official through a Domino's pizza delivery app.
I'll be like, Bears, it's time to go to bed. They're like, no, Minnie.
The Domino's pizza at the White House is at DEFCON 1.
I can't believe it. Bears, it's time to go to bed. A Death Con? Are you talking about the Death T arc in Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, I'm talking about like actual DEFCON.
Oh my gosh, Bears. for disclaimer purposes, Bears is joking. Okay.
Oh yeah, big joke.
Yeah,
big
big joke.
big joke.
Not the pizza. The pizza theory right now. No.
Okay, what if I told you that timelines were actually pie charts?
No! Be quiet, man! Stop! Oh my gosh! My brain hurts. Okay.
Mine does too.
But that being said, if you guys don't have questions for this guy, I do recommend his content. Eventually, I would love for him to have more time if his job didn't work him to the bone to do YouTube content, because I think he has some really interesting things to say. So,
I wish I had more time to talk on the internet.
yeah, he's always telling me like, man, if I just had more time, I'd be able to do all these things. And I'm like, I know, Bears. I know, buddy. Gaming industry's rough, eh? That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I knew it was rough, but when I listened to this guy talk, I'm like, you okay? He's like, no, I'm not okay. Please help me. I'm like, oh my god, Bears. You gotta get out of there, buddy.
I'm trying.
He's trying. Very passionate about video games.
I think I'm just gonna become the timeline guy. I'm gonna become the Time Lord. I'm rebranding and I'm just gonna be a clock.
I mean, it'd work, but like, you spend so much on your cool retro model, though.
I know, but it's also mainly a joke. I love being like a Vtuber rather than like a Time Lord. But if I ever did rebrand like Minnie, I would definitely be a Time Lord and just make timelines.
I know, Fierce. I know. Oh gosh.
I should make one for Street Fighter and how Ryu is actually related to the Cold War.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
It's clicked in your brain.
I paused and I was like, what are you saying?
Look, I'm just saying, Ryu, he fights Marvel characters, and he also fights like dragons. He fights like every video game on the planet. He also fights Call of Duty. Call of Duty happened in the Cold War. Bam! Ryu and Cold War.
My brain hurts. My brain hurts, Bears. You can't keep getting away with this.
I wish I was joking. I think I accidentally did find a way to link Street Fighter to Call of Duty.
Stop it! His brain is gonna do magical things.
You can honestly, you know what you can also blame is the Spider-Verse movie, because ever since they taught everyone about quote unquote canon events and how there's like parallel universes for everything, it's like, oh yeah, no, if something's not canon, you could just say it's a parallel universe and call it a day.
I mean, fair. I mean, parallel universes are a thing because in so many franchises, something just doesn't, like, timelines and stuff just don't match up. Like characters don't exist, or like characters only exist in this game but not in this game, even though it's like a direct sequel, and it's like, it's all kinds of like different stuff. Like,
Minnie, I just want to point out there's probably an alternate timeline where your name is Minnieful, and you have yellow hair with blue streaks, and you have like blue jewel, like instead of yellow jewels for like your hair, and instead of like a little halo, it's probably like a crown or something. You never know. You can blame Zark.
I knew Zark was coming. I knew Zark was the next part of this conversation. Does everything lead to Zark to you?
In another timeline, Minnieful is ribbon.
Oh no, not this timeline.
In another timeline, Minnie, in the fusion world, Sakuya is real.
Oh gosh, not the Naruto parallel timeline, OC centric timeline. We need to do one of those games with like OC centric, like Inuyasha or like what is it? Like, what's the other thing? What was the OC game we just like laughed about? Oh no, Yu-Gi-Oh! It was just Yu-Gi-Oh! Never
Yeah, it was
mind.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, there's still more OC-kun, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! games.
We need to find the most ridiculous one and just play through them somehow.
The most, like, ridiculous, like, OC video game?
Yeah, like ultimate fan fiction comes to life.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse?
Oh gosh, I don't know enough about Dragon Ball Xenoverse or Dragon Ball in general.
You make, like, your own, like, OC and you go through all the timelines to correct them.
Oh my gosh, that is so ridiculous.
Yeah, so you could just, like, show up during the Goku Vegeta fight and Goku goes, "Hey, you're pretty strong. You're my best friend now. I love you."
Man, and we thought the Inuyasha ones were bad.
I think the Inuyasha ones might be worse because you can date Sesshomaru.
The Inuyasha ones also have like, doesn't make sense because like if I really think about it, there's a route where your character can date, what is it, Sango too? You just completely heck
You can just
Moroku
date
over.
anyone, yeah.
You just heck Moroku over. But like, you can't say
You
that
can
about
date
anyone.
Kukuyo and like ruin Inuyasha's poor brain.
I don't know how close your character gets to Inuyasha or Kagome though. I think if anything, it's like a one-sided crush for both of those characters, right?
Wait, hold on. You don't know Dragon Ball, but you ship Goku Bulma?
Okay, no. People twist that a lot. That's not what I said. I said I found a random video essay trying to argue why Bulma and Goku made a better couple, and because I was like, I don't know enough of, but I didn't ship them, right? But I was like, I can see it happening, like what, like, and then that concept is like Goku would be Trunks' dad instead of Vegeta, and how would that dynamic work? And it was just like, I was saying it was like make an interesting storyline. I didn't really care about, because again, people always leave this part out. I was an obsessive Bulma and Vegeta fan for quite a time. Like, I was looking at their Wikipedia, I was looking through the episodes where they said, oh, there was a Bulma Vegeta moment. I tried to figure out how they got together. I was trying to figure out how they fell in love. I found a bunch of fan art for them, and I found some like...
You did everything but actually read the manga or watch the anime.
Yeah.
Minnie, please read the manga or watch the anime.
But if people just tell me, it's even better.
People scream and shoot key blast. The end.
Rin does gatekeeping from Dragon Ball, and you know what? You should thank him for it. Okay, I've liked the different fandoms because I've really liked their fan art, or the whoever was making, like, they would make little comics and stuff, like their own headcanon of like couples and stuff, and the only one I can think of that actually was weird because I didn't even bother with the actual series was like Avatar and stuff, because I was very much really into the series that someone made, and I can't even remember right now because it was all on DeviantArt. It was Zuko and Katara, and I thought it was such a good little series, and I thought, oh, they're so cute together, and I proceed to look at a bunch of art and read theories on why they're in love.
I just had a realization.
Zuko? Sorry, Zuko. Zuko? Was it Zuko? What's his name? The fire guy and the water girl.
Zuko and...
Yeah, Katara.
Yeah, Katara, yeah.
Yeah. Do I know it? But I admit to these things, like, I've only really chased after the fact that I was like looking for them and stuff. My biggest sin was like shipping Sasuke and Sakura. That was like my obsession for a couple of years. So, mind you, I hate that coupling now, but...
This is gonna go over your head, Minnie, but chat, did you know that there's 4 timelines alone in the Cell Saga?
What? Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of time travel that happens in the Cell Saga, and Toriyama thinks, oh, linear timeline theory. No, he accidentally made multiverse theory. So there's technically like 4 or 7 different timelines in just the Cell Saga alone. Timelines are weird.
Maybe we should do like a Dragon Ball Z timeline.
Minnie.
That
Minnie,
actually
no.
sounds like a headache.
Oh god, no.
That sounds like a headache.
I could do that though.
Oh gosh.
Thankfully, most people have already filled in most of the blanks. Because there are people that have made timelines for like every movie possibility and stuff. There's like 14 of those movies.
Oh my gosh.
Do a Haruhi timeline theory? I still need to finish Haruhi.
See, I heard that one gets messy too.
It.
Yeah, I heard that one gets messy too. I don't know anything about it.
My buddy showed me Haruhi and he told me there's a chronological episode list and then there's release order episode list. I immediately got confused.
I feel like there's another series that does that. I can't tell you which one though. I feel like I just remember there was something like that. What series it? I don't know what series it is. Sometimes there's some series that just play out of order and you have like people be like, okay, if you want to understand the series, do it in this order, but if you want to do it in the released way, the way it originally releases, then play it in this order. Was it the Yakuzas? I don't remember.
Maybe it was the Yakuza. I know like Metal Gear has a lot of people that go, you either play that chronological or release
Was it
order.
Metal Gear? I think it was Metal Gear. I think it was Metal Gear.
If you play Metal, like, I'll say this in the nicest way possible. If you play Metal Gear in chronological order instead of release order, I'm convinced that you would be a cop that's undercover.
How did this actually happen?
I'm just saying, I don't trust anyone that goes chronological order Metal Gear. You go release order Metal Gear.
Fair. The Hari episodes is just the episode numbers and don't happen chronologically because the team just wanted to make it weird. Which I find that a lot of series does that. I just, again, usually with those series, I kind of drop them or not even attempt them because I'm already too confused already. So, Braddock says Metal Gear is easier to understand in chronological order, but I say it's better on release order. Yeah.
Yeah, my biggest thing is I'm always about release order instead of chronological order.
It was Fate Stay Night. Yeah, sorry.
I don't know anything about Fate. I don't know anything. The only thing I think I know is that apparently there was like a girl and then she ended up with boy parts and then I guess she became like a he for like a night and then like made a child.
See, I've heard that too, and I hear that wasn't a different one. I don't know.
Fate? I don't get it.
No, that's the series I wanted to get into. Yeah, no, Tao was smart. Yes, that was the one I wanted to get into that series, and I kept hearing a lot of different conflicting things, and then I was told to watch them in this specific order. And for it to make sense, and then there was a lot of parallel stuff, if I remember correctly, on top of all of that, so it was more confusing. And I was like, I'm not even gonna bother anymore. Anyway, I want to play Metal Gear 3 eventually. I'm thinking about just playing the regular one. I heard it's very hard to run on the computer, the new remaked one. So.
Oh yeah, no, that new one is like unplayable from what I've heard. You're better off playing like the PS2 version.
And you know, I talked to my brother and he said like 2 is just already really good. And so like there's really no reason not to play the PS2 version. I was like, honestly, if it's too hard to run on my computer, there's really no point. Because I already struggle with Silent Hill 2 right now on my computer.
I was gonna say, weren't you also struggling with like Elder Scrolls Remake?
Dead Space, I think a little bit of the Elder Scrolls Remake. I like... What was it? Unreal Engine 5? Is that what it's called? Yeah, I'm just struggling with any of those games.
I was gonna say, Unreal Engine 5 right now is super unoptimized.
It's frustrating because I want to play these games, but I can't because my computers are struggling so bad. And like, it probably would be fine if I wasn't streaming. It's the streaming and then the model. If I don't use the model, sometimes I can get away with it. Sometimes I still can't get away with it. It really depends. The new one has terrible performance issues and the old one holds up just fine, but the new one has something I love, which is they recreated the cutscenes 1-to-1. That is cool. And I wonder if we wanted to watch the cutscenes in the new one, maybe.
I think the Metal Gear Delta game that came out, it just basically did the Blue Point Games approach. Blue Point is the people that made like the Shadow of the Colossus remake and the Demon Souls remake, where it's basically the same game. Like, it's literally the same game down to the source code, and they just replaced all the textures.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's basically the same game, just prettyified, is in quotations.
Okay. Oh. But my brain is tapping out, so... Chat, what was your favorite part about the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline theory? Mine was the player-centric timeline theory and the Zark Big Bang theory. I thought probably was my highlights of the night. I thought it was ridiculous. He sounded a little crazy, but I vibed with it so hard. I was like, you know what? This makes sense to me. You know what, Bears? You might be cooking a little too hard, but I'm here for it. You keep cooking.
Minnie, I didn't make a meal. I made the whole damn menu.
You really did. My Bears broke my brain after the Zark Big Bang. I didn't understand any of it, but I had fun because it all sounded insane. Exactly! It just sounded like someone was like a madman just going on and on about how everything makes sense because of Zark. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it just actually sounds like someone who's just going down a rabbit hole and just cannot get out of it. It was so funny. I brought a shovel.
Actually, I ate the shovel. I was using my bare hands.
He was just digging. But I think the fun part is the fact that a lot of the things Bears talked about, the Yu-Gi-Oh games and series as a whole is a little weird in the first place. So when you start adding stuff to it or trying to link them together, it becomes crazier because now your brain is like, oh my gosh, this weird thing is connected to this weird thing. And now it's kind of makes more sense now, kind of thing. Timeline, oh my gosh, I could. You know what? I'm gonna DM AOList right now.
Huh?
Apparently my chat wants a Kingdom Hearts timeline with the AOList.
Do you want to just do that? I guess Minnie will just make timelines. Oh wait, you meant like Aeolus is in like your. Oh god, I'm so tired. Oh god, I'm so tired. I was like, who's Aeolus in Kingdom Hearts?
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Who's Aeolus in Kingdom Hearts? Bears, we gotta figure out what to do next. That was fun though. Thank you for humoring me and thank you for bringing it. Thank you for bringing your awesome, fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh timeline idea to my channel tonight. I really do appreciate it.
You are very welcome.
The community is very appreciative. Shut up, Dulox! Anyway,
let me also give like a big shout out though for a lot of the inspiration for this. So there's a guy by the name of Spell Commander 91 on YouTube. They made a theory video like 3 years ago. They covered the idea of the Zark Big Bang theory, and I just went with it. I just went nuts with it. Like, cause in his, he doesn't do the whole like Bandai world or like the video game world or like the crazy loop with like the 4Kids world or anything like that. And I think his like Link summon world doesn't have as much as what I have.
Okay.
But it was definitely like a big inspiration for like most of this.
Can we get a link to the channel in the chat, please? If that's okay.
Yeah. I'll just link the video itself. You want me to just post it right into the chat?
Yeah. Just so
Okay.
chat has it. Immusume with Rune. Oh my gosh, Rune would just go on.
This
and
video
on.
is like 40 minutes long, by the way. I saw it 3 years ago and it broke my brain.
Yu-Gi-Oh is just crazy as a whole. Yu-Gi-Oh has so much different weird concepts and a way they're trying so hard to make Yu-Gi-Oh just work in this world. It's just honestly impressive. Just Yu-Gi-Oh in general. So
I just like the fact also, if you've noticed in like a bunch of these timelines, that Kaiba single-handedly is the reason why the timelines are the way they are.
oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, if you think about it, Kaiba's the reason why the timeline, like eviscerated originally. But Kaiba's also the reason why we have Duel Links.
You know, it's really interesting because you would think it'd be
But also,
Pegasus.
Kaiba is the reason we exist in the first place. So Kaiba is my god.
So is... oh gosh, my brain. Kaiba advanced society, so he connected time and dimensions. It sounds like it.
Kaiba connected time and dimensions just to play with his boyfriend.
Toru. Oh, but
If that ain't commitment, I don't know what is.
One other shipping I know I went down the rabbit hole was the Kisara Kaiba shipping, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Like the blue eyes is actually, you know, girl. That was a whole thing. But anyway, that's my OTP in Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm sorry, I'm a normie. That's my OTP. I don't care about any other OTPs. That's my only OTP in Yu-Gi-Oh ever. It's weird. I had this really weird shipping phase, and that was the only one I was interested in. It's
a shame though, Minnie, because if you think about it, Kisara doesn't exist in the video game timeline, and the reason for that is because in the Falsebound Kingdom, we actually find out that the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons that Kaiba gets, they actually have names.
What?
Yeah, they're 3 dudes.
No!
Yeah, the 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in the Falsebound Kingdom are Azrael, Ibris, and Jibril.
Like, we need to just like dive into the video game lore. The video game lore itself is so odd.
Don't make me do this.
Don't make me do this. I remember.
I will do it. I will talk about Nightmare and how he is important in like all of the Game Boy games and how he was the original design for Zark. No, I can't prove it, but I am convinced Nightmare is the original design of Zark.
No. Don't send me back to Falsebound. We need to play Falsebound first, I feel like.
If you play Falsebound, it would be less of me coaching you and more just keeping you sane.
Is it a hard game?
No, it's just slow. It's just really slow. Like you're gonna be like staring and be in silence as your character moves across the map for multiple minutes. Like each mission, I think, is like 30 minutes.
Okay, but
There's like 20 missions.
Is it like Duelist of the Rose at all? Like where it's like I can watch some cool animations while I'm waiting or something?
Oh
or
yeah,
no?
there's really cool animations and stuff.
Okay, I'm sold. That's fine. I'll watch it. People get annoyed that I don't like turn off the animations to stuff. I like watching them, so I keep them on all the time. They're like, Minnie, it's the same animation. I'm like, I don't care. I need them. I have tried playing without animations, like way before I even started streaming. It doesn't work for me. I've tried multiple times. I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel happy. It makes me feel sad. I don't like it. It makes me feel like it feels less cool to me. But I cry because Path of Radiance was a pain. But the animations are so cool. They were so cool, but it was a pain. It was a pain. Each map took hours. It took hours, Bears. But I was so committed.
You could just like click on this if you want to just show it off to everyone. You can just skim to like the first like 11 minutes. Like that gives you like a basic idea, I think. Like actually no, around like 15 15 minutes. 15 minutes should be good.
All right.
Also, I will say this. So
That's so cool. I'm sold. I don't even need to watch anymore. I'm sold. That's so cool. It's like a JRPG, but like
yeah, no,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
it's a straight up JRPG.
That's so
It's straight up just a JRPG, but with Yu-Gi-Oh characters.
Oh my gosh. I might be sold on that one.
I played the tar out of that game as a child. I did all 3 endings.
Dang. Is there like a true ending kind of thing? Like with like any other like JRPGs and stuff?
No, it's just like there's 3 routes.
Ah, is there a Kaiba route?
Yes.
Yes!
Right.
We know where we're going. We know where we're going.
We know.
We know. Alright, let's call it a night. It's time. I need to wake up early
I
tomorrow.
like how you were like, we're gonna make this like a short stream. We just need this to be like 3 hours or like 2 hours, and we're 3.5 in. We're just really good yappers. You're just real good at yapping.
My friends who I can hyperfixate with, it's way too long. I'm like, dude, I need to like wake up early in the morning. Like, let's make it a shorter stream. It's never a short stream. It's like we're talking forever because we are just feeding back into the hyperfixation.
True.
But thank you, Bears. If you want to plug anything in before you go, or you know, talk about any projects you have wanting to do in the future, just this, it's whatever you want to just talk to chat about. Feel free to do so. My brain's tapped out.
I'm pretty sure I think I might honestly, because like Minnie was talking about this, about like I might play like some of the older Yu-Gi-Oh games, like, and like go into like maybe like a retrospective analysis on like all of them per se. So like instead of like doing like a playthrough, maybe I'll just like talk about like the card arts or something. Other than that though, Silk Song. How about that Silk Song?
Are you gonna play that on stream?
I am definitely gonna play Hollow Knight Silk Song on stream.
Hey.
When does that release again? Is that like September 4th? What day is the 4th? That is a Thursday. I could do that.
Yeah, why not?
You know what? I think it'll be Wednesday I'll call it whatever Wednesdays, and that'll just be whatever I want. It's probably gonna be like Yu-Gi-Oh or a fighting game or whatever, and then Thursday we'll play Silk Song.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, and then if Minnie decides to unlock the door, I will come out of my little padded room and we could do something. Minnie will either play Falsebound Kingdom and I'll just be like a little guide person again, like with Reshef, or maybe we'll play something in the future. I did DM Minnie about a game that we could possibly play together, but that we can keep a surprise from the chat.
Yeah.
Because that game looked really funny.
It does.
And I have seen nobody talk about it, so I think that would be like a really fun stream idea.
Sounds good.
But without like saying what it is, chat, it's basically just a goofy 2-player co-op game.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the goofy.
Very goofy.
We need someone to keep Minnie brain focused while the walking parts in Falsebound.
I get really distracted if there's walking and stuff because I will not stop.
That game is a walking simulator.
I will forget. If I go, ooh, shiny, it's over. I don't know where I am anymore. So.
We'll talk about it more if you do decide, like, day and date for Falsebound Kingdom. But when you do, I will come up to you and be like, so you trying to get all the monsters or just kind of winging it? And then we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good to me. Thank you, Bears. I had fun. Good night.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Good night. Apple, can we get one more shout out for our Apple, please? And thank you guys for supporting tonight. I have to be up early tomorrow, so I'm gonna raid you into Tactics, who has who's rated a couple of times. We've rated into him. He's very nice. He does a lot of Pokemon content. If you guys really enjoyed this content, again, reiteration, please go check out Bears. But if you guys if you guys enjoy timeline content, or guys would just want more Yu-Gi-Oh content, just say something. Honestly, I like hearing feedback. So oh, okay, Apple wants a shout out. Apple is doing charity. If you guys wanted to go give him some love, I am not going to be around tomorrow at all on the internet. So make sure to keep Apple some company for me. Make sure he's keeping sane, because I'm worried about him sometimes. I like Minikun. Thank you. You play Yu-Gi-Oh? Heck you. I hear Zark in my brain. Oh my gosh, Bear, stab it. Stab it, you. And again, thank you for hanging out with us so late at the night. I appreciate you guys taking your time out to come watch the content and stuff. So good night. I hope you guys have a great day. Hopefully I streamed a lot this week. I tried really hard to make sure I stream a lot, so to just make up for the Sunday we're going to be missing together. So I hope you guys have an amazing evening. I won't be around on Monday either, but I'm not usually around anyway. Tuesday, I'll